Yo, what's going on, y'all? This your man Marcus A. Brown, live and direct. Shit, it's 5:30 in the morning. Honestly, I'm just on here just killing time. A. Brown, live and direct. Shit, it's this real quick. So I got the live page going. I'm gonna post a link on Facebook. I ain't been live in a minute. I see YouTube been kind of change things around. What's going on, Dark Man? What up, Dark Man Jeffy? What up, nigga? Chilling, man. Shit, I've been up since last night, so I slept pretty much all yesterday. And oh, you from the night shift too? Yeah. Dark Man Jeff say just wrapping up my shift. So you know how it is. It's like after you up at 4 or 5 in the morning, it's you might as well just stay up. Like I said, I slept all yesterday, and I woke up maybe like 10, 11. It was just on time for those of y'all that follow me on Snapchat. I woke up just in time to grab some Harold's chicken on some ratchet shit. So I'm off the keto diet for the weekend, I guess. I got some people that's visiting town I'm trying to link up with. And I just got a date on myself, man. Like, stuff been so busy, so hectic. But it's been a good thing. You know, I just been staying active with school, the gym, work. And so, you know, not too long ago, I was just complaining that everything was fast paced. I ain't had no time to myself. And now I got a moment to myself to just chill and sit back and reflect and all that. And I'm like, low key bored. Like, man, what I'm finna do? Like I said, I went to Harold's Chicken. I went to 24-hour Walmart because that's like the highlight of my life out here. And I just was like listening to some audiobooks and all that type of stuff. Super Trids. Hey, y'all up early, bro. Y'all up early, so I'm glad it ain't just me, man. Well, I know you be up under the something about the sun coming up made me want to clean. So I was washing clothes, cleaning up, that type of stuff. So nothing major. What's going on, Rude MP? Hold on, let me make sure I shared this right. I put the link should be in the chat if anybody want to jump on. Hold on a second. I'm posting it on Facebook and in the description. So might be a little feedback on my end. Hold on one second. Yeah, if any of y'all want to hop on, man, y'all know y'all already more than welcome to. I did catch some of O'Shea's. O'Shea, man, hey, salute to O'Shea. Salute to that panel. I don't even know who I was on there. It was so lit. And I had to get on for a minute, support, you know, listen to them for a minute. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to let y'all have this because they was busy, man. There's a lot of motherfuckers talking about a lot of different things. But one of the things that kind of stood out to me the most was just the constant back and forth. I don't know, man. I'm not there right now. You know what I'm saying? I understand that everybody in their debate mood and they want to present their arguments, but I was just like, this is a little too dramatic for me, man. I'm not in the mood for that right now. Yo, what's going on? Super Chris, what's good, bro?
Hey, long time no hear. Marcus A. Brown, what's good with you?
Man, I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm blessed. I'm up here watching the sunrise. And hey, man, I'm glad you jumped on because I know yourself, Edward Anderson, like y'all been putting in work, y'all been doing y'all own thing. So I'm just happy to be seeing everybody make progress.
Yeah, you know, well, you still in the Shy, right? You still in the Shy?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm out here.
Okay, yeah, I'm still up here in Seattle, but you know, I have been I had to kind of fall back a little bit. I've been trying to put in work on my end because you know I went back to school.
And, oh, congratulations! Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I had finished school like maybe like a month ago, and so
you just finished or you finished the semester out?
I'm finished.
Congratulations!
Yeah. So anyways, I had as soon as you know school that got hectic towards the end, so I was bearing down on that because you know I'm trying to make the good grades and stuff like that, and then then as soon as I graduated, I went right back to putting in hours at work. So like this is my 12th straight day.
And you talking about online, like putting in work online?
No, 12 straight. I'm at work right now. This is my 12th straight day.
Working. All right, you saying outside of school, this show you getting back into the workforce or whatnot?
Yeah. So 12 straight days. I'm taking a day off, then I'm coming back for 7 straight more. I'm trying to get that bag.
I'm already knowing. That's what's up, man.
I'm trying to get one of them presidential Marcus A. Brown suits.
Oh man, hey, Express. That's where I get all my suits from. Express, and they how you decent. I got I mean, if you ever in the city, I rock with some of the Koreans under the Taylor Act. They always get me decent. So I mean, everything I'm doing, y'all know. I plug everybody. I want everybody to shine. But you got it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna ask you that offline because I can hit you up on Facebook and ask you about that. But under the Image Consulting Act, I got some people that's doing their thing.
Oh, okay, that's what's
hey,
up.
Mr. Grandeur, he say, I thought you got locked up, man. Nah, man, I have been in the gym. I'm under the sweatsuit act now because this Chicago, man. It's supposed to be warm today, but right now it's still it ain't the best weather right now. I'm just out here enjoying it for what it's worth. I'm waiting on the sun to come up.
But
But
I've been hitting up the gym 6 days a week.
Yeah. Actually, I'm trying to get like super trids under the fitness act, but I have been dieting right, so I'm happy about that.
Well, that's what I've been lacking on because of school. But now that school is over with, my days ain't so hectic,
Yeah.
because I was still working full time while I was going to school full time, and I was still going to the gym. So like I didn't have no time whatsoever. And so
I was
now
doing
it's
that
like
too. I was full time. I was working full time and going to school part time. But even that can be like a lot, So I got a whole new level of respect for everybody that's doing that.
Yeah, man. Because I'm trying to, like you hear a lot of people complain about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I don't think you really should be complaining unless you put forth 100% effort.
Exactly.
Right.
And even then, it's like you too busy to really complain. You might be like, man, this shit rough, but it's for a purpose and it's gonna pay off in the long run.
Oh yeah, I got a big plan coming up within the next hopefully 6 months. I'm trying to do something real super major big, a major life-changing event. So this is the reason why I'm putting in these hours the way I'm putting in now, because I need that capital to make this happen. So
yeah. Man, I'm happy to hear that, bro. Like this really what I wanted. This is all I wanted, G. Because I mean, I enjoy the conversations that be going on with the people I'm subscribed to, but how sometimes you just be like, damn, I wish somebody else was live. Honestly, I be in everybody else chat. I don't be trying to go live. I'm like, ain't nobody live right now. But I don't want to really be getting into all that the same stuff, man. Like I want to hear something new, some good news,
because people don't realize that it's easy to jump on somebody Hangout, but to actually host your own Hangout, man, it's a lot of work, man. It ain't as easy as it look.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you be like, you know what? I'll be like, I'm gonna go on for like an hour, and I'm gonna jump right off. And you go on and you end up being on for 4, 5, 6 hours. People don't want to.
It'd be an 8-hour.
People don't want to leave,
Or you would have it set in your mind, like, all right, I'm gonna talk about this, that, and before you know it, y'all way on another planet somewhere, or somewhere where you just always end up right back in the same conversation.
Yeah, and it's usually no matter what the conversation is, it usually ends up being something about black women.
Yeah.
Or black men dating non-black women. That's what it always ends up being.
I mean, them always the go-to hot topics, and I ain't mad at nobody for that. I mean, them the conversations I listen to as well, but there's a place and a time for that. It's too early for that for me, so I'm just like, man. On Facebook, I was talking about just being thankful, and I was laughing at myself like, damn, man, that sounds corny as hell. I ain't gonna lie. Like but that raised a question for me, like, why does that sound corny? Why is it boring to talk about things that's not dramatic? And when I'm sitting up, bro, if I'm not sitting here talking to y'all, like I'll be walking around this bitch just talking to myself, and these are the things I'll be contemplating. So if nobody would have joined the chat, if I would have been here talking by myself like I always do, I would have been like, shit. Really, I want people to be thankful for whatever it is. but I wanted to explore the idea of like what thankful should be or what it could be. I know a lot of times people make it something like spiritual or religious, but I don't want to knock people for doing that, but I didn't want to go to my idea of being thankful was just what I was doing tonight. I was just like, damn, you know, I was laughing at myself because I was just bitching about, man, I'm busy with school, I'm busy with work, I only got 10 minutes to get here, and shorty mad I ain't text her back, and you know, it's always something. I don't have time to myself, and now that I got time to myself, I'm sitting here laughing at myself because I'm like, nigga, I'm bored. Like, why are you complaining about being bored and you was just saying like stuff is moving too fast? So I be laughing at myself about stuff like that, but it helps me kind of, I guess, put things into perspective and be thankful. So that's really all I was thinking about when I first hopped on here. What up, Richie? And then that's another thing. A lot of people in the DR right now, I know that's like a every year thing for Memorial Day weekend. I told some of y'all in advance I wasn't gonna make it because I'm sitting up here, I'm taking care of some things at home. So I'm gonna put y'all on snaps. I'm gonna watch y'all turn up, man. I hope everybody have fun and be safe. I'm mad I gotta sit this one out, but you know it ain't gonna always be like this. It's for a reason. So
Yeah, I be, you know, I still keep up with like Yes Jonas, Dominican, Sasua Republic, and Tailor Made Dreams, and
Richie in
there's
the chat right now.
And there's another guy. He has dreadlocks. I think he's from Atlanta. I can't remember what his name is, but I check his channel out too. And you know, I'm envious of him because I would love to be traveling right now, but you know, I gotta fall back because like right now I'm trying to set myself up to where and I want to be able to retire in about 10 years permanently. You see what I'm saying? I'm 37 years old, so I think by 47, I should be ready to permanently retire, not have to work if I don't want to. And so I gotta kind of put some things in motion right now. And so that's the reason why, you know, like I haven't even been like dating or nothing. Like it's literally been grind time, you know, grind time for real. But you know, when you talk about being thankful, I really think about, you know, what they call the butterfly effect. There's so
Yeah,
many little
yeah.
bitty, seemingly insignificant things that could make our situation that we're in currently
Yeah.
worse. And it could be something that's better for somebody else. That because think about this, right?
Damn,
Let's be
bro.
honest, right?
My bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, you know, and this may be going off on a tangent, but all of us are here right now because of slavery.
Because
As
of
bad as slavery, as bad as slavery was, as bad as the Atlantic slave trade was, and Jim Crow and Red Line, all the things that our ancestors went through, we wouldn't be here if not for that.
right.
So it's like it's things that we have to be thankful for that some people aren't very thankful for, that some people resent, but it's because of those things that even some resentful things that we're here and we're able to, you know, live the life that we're living now. You know, because it could be a lot worse for a lot of us.
I totally get that, and I would say traveling kind of enhanced my perspective of that because actually I had a guy from Kenya tell me that he was saying like, you know, there's people that may not have went through slavery, but because of their historical events that took place wherever they at, they may not be in a position of a descendant of slavery for better or for worse. But I mean, like you said, things like that we might take for granted. And going to the butterfly effect, like we may have, who would have thought we would have benefited from that? Somebody that's born, I guess you could say a descendant of slavery in this 21st century. Like we experience certain blessings and certain positions that is a direct result of some shit that happened, or from a particular, if you want to get like real technical about it, a particular person that lived at that time and reproduced, and then like here you are. It ain't just like slavery happened and now you here. It's like slavery happened and somebody was a slave, and somebody probably wasn't a slave, but they was growing up within that time frame. And you know, it's a whole bunch of different factors that play into who you are. And it's like even going back to right now to what you said today, you going to school, you going to work, you putting in investments to your time and energy into this moment right now because you understand that it might bring something to fruition that you can't even predict. But
This
you
is
know
true.
that inaction, you know, I'm not saying we could tell what's gonna happen from sitting around doing nothing, but we can kind of predict what's not gonna happen. There's a lot of things that's not gonna happen if you're just sitting around. So my bad. I'll be going on a rant too, because I'm really just thinking. But I'm like, when you said that, I'm like, damn, we was just thinking the same wavelength to an extent.
Yeah, man. It's like you. I think that it's important that we recognize that we do have our struggles, we do have our adversities to triumph over. But I think one of the big issues is that a lot of the conversations revolve around, I think, maybe just venting, or maybe there's really uh, an anticipation of intervention from outside sources. But I think that we
It's
can't be
not the thing.
reliant on other people who don't have our best interests in heart, nor should they, uh, intervening on our behalf. We have to, as a people, uh, you know, make our own way. Like, we can't rely on any other groups to help us. And so I think that part of the problem is that people consistently say, well, the whole woe is me. Now, I'm not trying to trivialize people's complaints, because I know that there's people who look like me who have it a lot worse than me right here in the United States. I got family members who were born in different situations. Maybe they didn't have a father like I had a father. Just something simple like that could really change the trajectory of somebody's lives.
Yeah.
So I'm not trying to trivialize what they're going through, but what I'm saying is that we have to come to the realization that whatever happens in our life from this point forward is because we do something about it, not because somebody else does it. So we have to, like me, like I could have been lackadaisical and not really put forth effort, but then I would be in the same position that I was in, 5-6 years ago. But because I decided to make that actual compromise and say, you know what, I'm gonna take a step back to take 2 steps forward, I have to supplant the complaining with just hard work. There's just no way around it. And I know people, like, I got a nephew right now. People always looking for a way around hard work, but there is no way around
Yeah.
hard. Even these geniuses that come up with great ideas, in order to see their ideas into fruition, they have to put in
There's some
hard
action
work.
behind it.
Entrepreneurs, like, you look at any entrepreneur, I guarantee you talk to any entrepreneur and that has a successful business. They went through 5 years of working probably 16, 18-hour shifts every day, Sunday
Yeah,
through Sunday.
you hear it over and over in different success stories. Like, some things is like an overlapping theme. You hear everybody's story. Everybody at some point was either busting their ass, or at minimum had to get somebody else to bust their ass. You can't just have an idea and it just come out of nowhere. Just some type of energy got to be put behind it.
I'll say this: hard work beats talent every time. Hard work beats talent every time. I don't care how much talent you got. If somebody's going to outwork you, they will win and you will lose. That's simple. Because I don't got a lot of talent, but I'm not afraid to work
Yeah, yeah.
when
I
I
would
was
say
younger,
I'm the same. I could attest to that.
like when I was in my early 20s, I worked 7 days a week for 2 years straight. Never missed a day. Because I knew that's what I had to do to get what I wanted. Nobody was going to give it to me. And it sucks because I know some people who they don't have to lift a finger and they get everything they want, but that's just life.
Yeah, and it come with a certain risk of having like a stunted growth. I mean, because if they never had to work for anything on their own, all it would take is for whatever, whoever's provided something for them, or whatever system is set in place for them to benefit from. Once that's destabilized, like they SOL, whereas somebody who had to get up and get it for themselves, like you just not gonna sit back and struggle for no reason. Like, that hustle is already in you.
Facts.
Dark Man Jeff say, I'm grateful for waking up each day and grinding. Yeah, definitely, bro. Like, I take that thankfulness for going, like, grinding to a whole different level, because sometimes, like, man, all right, it's this thing called the capabilities approach, G. I've been taking this feminist ethics course, and I'm gonna write about this in my next book. I know a lot of people was like, why the fuck is dude taking feminist courses? And part of it is for virtue signaling. You know, I want to be able to have them bragging rights. Like I'm basically coming from the same talking points that other people are coming from a scholarly level. But anyway, the capabilities approach, the thing that I found fascinating about that was kind of making an argument that we can't go off of everybody having the same starter point, because like you said, Super Trill, me having the same starter point from at a race as the person that, let's say, have a disability or something like that, or somebody that don't know where they're going in a race. Like everybody got distinct issues or distinct circumstances that need to be taken into consideration. That don't mean we need to give everybody. That don't mean we need to have a socialist approach about it. But like taking what I had gathered from that, it really resonated with me. Like, okay, well, if I can't just look at something like, let me go to work. That's the answer to everything. Because shit, some motherfuckers go to work, but they don't talk to people, so they don't even network to the extent where, or they don't have access to people that is maybe in higher positions within a hierarchy where they could pick their brain and be like, bro, how did you get here? Or what does it take for me to get to that same location, that same position, and shit like that. Like, I'm thankful every time I get the chance to interact with somebody that's doing something different from what I do. I never thought of no shit like that. Like, I mean, it's something that a lot of us have access to. If y'all think about like if y'all think about the type of people y'all say hi to every day, and that's all y'all do is say hi and bye, and the next time that happens, like, do something to build them up or to put life into them. Like, ask them really how their day was. The first day, you don't really have to give a fuck. You can just be like, how are you doing? And if they tell you how they doing, like, dig a little deeper, and that shit'll just kind of form a more intimate bond. And from there, like, you can use that to your benefit. Dollar will say African proverb, when you pray, move your feet. You saying in response, yeah, put some action behind that thought.
You see Sasua, Dominican Republic talking about, let me hold some.
Listen, hey,
hold on.
Where you at? I think he in Brazil or some shit right now.
Yeah, man. He an international player. And we trying to hold something that you got, player.
Hey, if I had it, I would let you hold it, bro. But that's the reason I ain't down there right now. I'm up here paying for classes and buying furniture and shit.
I'm up here.
I got some time coming up in November, December, so I don't know exactly where I'm gonna go yet. But I wasn't gonna be satisfied. Like, y'all know, every time I made a video, I was like, I got a TV. I had like 3-4 years. I ain't had no TV and shit. Just little shit, that family, school, stuff like that. And I was like, man, let me take care of this stuff. You know, I do want to see the rest of the DI, because I mean, Sasua, that's a absolute. Like, I know that's a go-to spot. I got friends and close to family down there now, so y'all know y'all gonna see me down there. But I'm like, bro, let me take care of the crib, and I'm gonna get back to y'all.
Now, Dark Man Jeff, he said he never traveled west of the Mississippi. Man, you gotta.
Yeah, I'll be talking with Dark Man Jeff on IG, man. Like, I really hope we can link up sometime, and it would be good to see him when you ready, because, man, Dark Man Jeff, bro, he's been supporting a lot of brothers within the manosphere, and like I said, he and I had talked, and trust me, when he ready, I'm gonna make sure he when we ever link up, bro, I got you, because I would say he to me, he represents somebody who can think outside of his environment. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Some people they can't see no farther than where they at, and with him, he always reaching out, and he's always seeing what everybody else got going on, because he's like, okay, it's some shit going on, like you say, outside of Mississippi. Just like me, if I would have never been able to see or conceptualize a life outside of 73rd, a life outside of the South Side, I mean, I know people that still not, they know me, and they watching everything I'm doing, and they still not, they're like, bro, I'm right here. Fuck what you talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What could you say to a person like that?
Yeah, man. I as much as I want to get out the country, like, Like, you know, I'm right here by Canada. I could just drive to Canada, but I'm so busy. I can't even make the trip to Canada right now, man. It's crazy. But you know, to all the brothers that's getting out there, like that's going to Dominican Republic, that's going to Brazil. Listen, I'm living vicariously through you. So keep uploading them videos and that content, man. Because trust me, I'm watching it.
Yeah, shout out to Yesh, bro. I met Yesh in March.
Atlanta?
I went up with them for my birthday out in Brazil. I got video. I just ain't put the video together yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so but no, that was cool being able to meet with him and Kenny and the man with the plan. Like there's a lot of legendary heavy hitters in there, and that was my first time. So I was the rookie down there. They the pros. They know about Brazil and Portuguese and all that stuff. But dang. If any of y'all go down there, y'all gonna hit us on every Brazil video. But hook up with Obi-Wan, bro. Obi-Wan is that dude down there, bro. Obi-Wan is the man. So shout out to Obi-Wan. Shout out to Yes. I've been following Edward a lot because I know he been going live lately. I've been seeing you on some lives. But besides that, like I'm still kind of out of the loop. Like I don't know a lot of the new YouTubers. I don't know a lot of the topics people talking about besides the regulars. So I'm just playing catch up to an extent. Oh, Dollar asks how the class is going. Man, I got all A's this semester. I sound like a big ass kid, but I got all A's, bro. And I'm a C student. I'm a D student. Last time. This is my term called unmotivated. I was an unmotivated student. Put it like that. Last time I was in school. So going back to what Super Tree said, like I don't take myself as the smartest person in the classroom. You know, I was the dude that sat up front that bugged the fuck out the teacher. And I was also the person that happened to be paying for classes because my GPA was too low to get any type of scholarship grants. None of that. I ain't getting no Pell Grant, no FAFSA, none of that. They was like, boy, your ass bogus as hell. So, man, I'm proud of myself in that regard. And
Yeah,
that
man,
just
salute with
showed
that.
me like you don't have to necessarily be the genius. Like some things are gonna stick and some stuff you're gonna dismiss as soon as you get out the class. But just getting A's and having that reputation like among the faculty, I was like, yeah, that ain't bad. That ain't bad.
That's what's up, man.
Now keep in mind, these are like prerequisites. I'm still finishing my associate, so it ain't like I'm taking no high level. This is basic ass English, math.
What you going to school for?
What you say?
What you going to school for?
I'm finishing my associates in pre-aviation, and from there, I'm considering going to Lewis University for aviation management because I got experience with transportation and airports and shit. So either aviation management through Lewis University, or I've been kind of considering the Air Force, but I don't know if I'm gonna even be eligible yet. So I've been practicing for the ASVAB. That's actually been like real similar to some other quizzes I took, just some general knowledge type shit. But
I took the ASVAB.
Yeah, bro. Like,
it's easy.
What was your experience with that?
ASVAB is easy. It's easy. Don't worry. The ASVAB is not the problem. ASVAB is not the problem. The thing about the Air Force is, like, if you going to school, I would recommend if you know you're going to go to the Air Force.
Mm-hmm. Well, Air Force Reserve. That's what I'm considering.
Well, I would talk to a recruiter before just to make sure, because I'm not sure about the Air Force Reserve, but I know the Air Force for sure. And I think the Air Force Reserve, I'm pretty sure, they'll pay back your student loans.
So, oh, yeah, definitely.
So I would just go ahead and take out a student loan because they're going to pay it back anyway. Take out a student loan so that way you're not struggling through school. Mm-hmm. Go ahead and knock that out because you got to have a bachelor's if you want to be an officer in the military. So get your bachelor's degree and aviation management, whatever it is that you want to get your degree in. Mm-hmm. And then that way, so when you join as an officer, or you could join now.
You saying like finish the degree as a reservist and then cross over to, because I ain't opposed.
No. I was saying just finish your degree and then join the reserves.
Oh,
and they'll pay back your student loan.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Well, see, this is my catch.
But hold on. You're gonna go in as an officer though too. They're gonna have to salute your ass.
Yeah. I have watched the videos on it. Like your college credentials contribute to your rank when you get in, right?
Yeah.
this the only catch with me, bro. I'm 34. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I may not look like it or feel like it or nothing like that. And physically, I could pass PT test, but I think the limit is for the Air Force is 39. So I mean, I got another 5 years to hurry up and make up my mind. Darkman just said I wanted to go to the Air Force growing up, then life happened. See, it is that does happen, and that's part of like, I don't know what you mean by life happened, but I've just me.
But you know,
Look, this is me. I'm a truck driver, so it's like I don't necessarily have to do. I know some people, they feel pressure to do it because it's a lack of opportunity and where they live or something like that. So my situation is a little different because it's like I was looking at it not from a point of desperation, but from peers and stuff. I mean, I got veteran friends and family and stuff like that. So I'm like, damn, this is shit. This what y'all did? Because again, these are people that been around me for the longest. They just
it's some shit.
Well, some of them was older, and some of them was like that idea was too foreign to me because I was just on some rap shit. I was like rapper, truck driver, EMT, fire department. Fire department was maybe like the most quasi-military profession I could have seen myself doing. But yeah, what's the saying when the student is ready, the master will appear? It was one of them things. So as I start especially hanging around conservatives, like you gonna hang around a lot of veterans and they gonna always have that positive shit to say about the military. Me, I never had nothing against the military. I just wasn't interested at all. But now I developed a level of respect for them. I developed a level of patriotism, and you don't really have that in Chicago. So like, you tell anybody out here, like, yeah, I think the Air Force is cool. When I see any airman or anybody from any branch of military, whether I want to join or not, I'm gonna look at them and be like, man, thank you. You know, people don't do that out here. You know, not all the time. There's no respect for the armed forces or for any type of damn, what's the word for it, like emergency management, nothing like that.
Well, I will say that
my bad.
I will say that you know, I'm a veteran. I was in for about 9 years, and you know, the military is definitely not for everybody, but there is a lot of good things that can come from the military. Shout out to Chemistry Idmore.
Yeah.
Hey, MAB, long time no see with the $5 super chat. Respect to that brother right there. I've seen him on some chat room.
Appreciate
yeah, shout out to him.
Appreciate Mr. Grandeur. Oh, I ain't even peeped that, Super Triz. Appreciate you for the $4.99.
But I will say this, you know, with the military, right? Well, for number one, if you're concerned about the age limit, you can just join now, and then either, you know, then ask the recruiter if you can get the loan repayment later on, or they can put you into the Montgomery GI Bill, which will give you money for school as well. That's number one. Number
That's
two,
on the back end. That's like afterwards, ain't it? Like after a certain level of service or a certain time.
Yeah, and they'll give you school money. I use that for part of my school earlier on, and also with the actual with the military service, even as a reservist, you would have to either go to basic training or officer basic course. So you would have to go through that whole little crawling through the mud.
Bro, like it's fucked. I mean, I might be just talking crazy now, but that's part of what I was looking forward to. Like, I just wanted to put myself through it just for the hell of it. Like, I've taken courses like that before. Like, I don't know if it was full military, but even in EMT school, they drill you. Like, it's that type of.
It's trust me, like for an adult male, it's nothing. Because as a youth, like when you're when you're late teens, early 20s, you're more rebellious.
Yeah, lack of discipline.
Lack of discipline. Yeah, but like when you're older, you're going in there because you specifically want to. You have a specific goal. You know, you have like a trajectory that you're trying to go through. So it's going to be different for somebody that's older. It won't be. It'll be a cakewalk for you.
Yeah, I want to experience it, but I mean, I still got to go through this process. It's like you said, the ASVAB, the seeing what jobs I would qualify for if I'm even interested in something like that, and then I guess this was because Darkman Jeff mentioned medical condition. I don't know all the medical conditions that get you banned, but this was a concern for me. Like I got a little.
Nah, don't worry about that.
Yeah, but they had scared me about it because one of the recruiters like, I don't know, but they said,
I ain't talking shit. Don't worry about that.
But I'm saying, and it's another thing that just make me think about people in my life that a lack of knowledge of opportunities and shit. Like I know people that's built for stuff like that, and they didn't already inked up all over here. And so like now when I see them, I just be like, dang, bro, you couldn't even do that if you wanted to, or maybe it would be a issue, but I don't know, man. That shit just that it makes me thankful, like I said, but it also made me kind of sad because we eliminate ourselves from shit before we even know it's an option. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, a lot of times people got like certain criminal records too that may.
Yeah, I ain't got no problems like that. Like my only concern was debt. I gotta pay off some debt and this basically. And I wanted to finish this semester out, so I'm done now. So I'm like just waiting. I'm gonna
check this out. Check this out, MAB. Here go the killer. As a service member, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a specific amount of time that you have to be active duty, right? So I don't know like what that actual time frame is. But
like 4 years or 6 years, like even you saying after that time you still got more time after that?
No, I'm saying like if as a reservist, right? If you get deployed, I've been activated. I joined as a reservist, right? But my actual active duty time was about 4 years because I was always going somewhere, right? And so because of that, I qualified for the VA loan. Now, a VA loan is a reusable loan. So basically, I haven't used mine yet, but even if you use it, once you pay off the house that you used it for, you can use it again. Now, here's the thing about the VA loan. This is the key. The VA loan is 0% down with no private mortgage insurance. That's the key, right? So if you have a conventional loan and you don't pay, put down 20% of the actual total cost of the loan or total cost of the actual property, you have to pay what's called private mortgage insurance. So that's like an additional amount of money on top of your principal and interest and all that stuff. So with the VA loan, you can go to a lender, and as long as you have a source of income, like you're working, you go to the lender and you apply for a house, and you don't have to put any money down. So you don't have to save any money. So that's something that you should think about as well. So that and then here's the thing about the VA loan. The VA loan is up to $484,000 loan.
For one person? Like, does it go out for one person? Okay.
One person. $484,500 is the loan maximum. Now, here's the thing. That's what 0% down. Now, there's what's called a VA jumbo loan. So, say for instance, you want a house that's more than that loan limit, you can get a VA jumbo loan, and you may only have to put down like 5%. So, and then depending on like if you live in certain areas, like in San Francisco and Hawaii and New York, I think the loan limit is higher, like 700,000, something like that, because those areas are more expensive.
I mean, no, that's all good news. That's like a plus to me because like I said, I'm doing my research, but I ain't went to that depth of it. But
think about this.
I was thinking that far into it. Like my biggest thing was the dental, like because I'm trying to get a lot of dental. Basically everything I'm paying for out of pocket that's keeping me broke now because I'm paying for school, I'm paying for the dentist, I'm paying for overhead. I would still have to do that as a reservist, but like them.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, MAB. You paying rent right now, right? Right. Okay, now look at this. Check this out. Do you know you can use your VA loan for up to a 4-unit complex?
Right, and I already know what you're gonna say. Yeah, it's
right. So you buy like say for instance you in Chicago, maybe you want to buy a 4-plex in Chicago. Now you can't buy a 5-plex. because 5-plex is considered commercial property.
Okay.
But you can buy up to a 4-plex. So you buy a 4-plex, you live in one unit, rent out the other 3, and you basically live in there for free, and you get an extra little bit of money in your pocket. Right? And check this out. Check this out. Here's the big thing about housing, right? Now, a lot of financial experts will say that the housing market can be tricky because it ties up a lot of your capital into that home when you put your down payment. Because say for instance, you want to buy a house, right?
Mm.
And say the house is $500,000, and so the bank wants $100,000 down. So you put down that $100,000 down, and say it's a multi-unit complex. Now you're making money every month, but you still haven't recouped the amount of money that you have tied up as far as capital. But with the VA loan, you're not tying up any capital because you're putting no money down. So now it's a no-lose situation right there, because you're generating revenue, and the only thing you're leveraging is the value of the property, not the actual capital that you put as a down payment. So it's all upside. So that's something to think about.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it all sound good now, but I definitely have to like really sit and study it and let it sink in, right? Because right now I'm just like, oh, it sounds good, but man, like I said, I've been considering. I'm glad. I'm gonna have to talk more with you on that. I'm glad that you have some experience.
One more thing. One more thing. Now the VA loan is going to usually be about a half like a 0.5% interest rate lower. So whereas like say for instance you get a conventional loan, you get a conventional loan with 20% down, they still gonna charge you like 4.1% interest, right? But you get the VA loan with 0% down, you may pay 3.65% interest, and that's with zero money down. So the interest rate is even lower. So
let me just verify: is this all for any type of service member, or is this only active duty?
That's what I'm saying. Like I know it's basically Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard, right?
Right.
But my understanding is that you have to have some active duty time. So as a reservist, right? But check this out: as a reservist, part of what's reserve is that you have two types of reservists. You have active reserve and you have inactive ready reserve. So you have active reserve and you have what's called IRR, inactive ready reserve. Mm-hmm. So the inactive ready reserve is when you don't go to drill. You don't go every weekend. I mean, you don't go 1 week in a month, and you don't go 2 weeks out of the year.
That's like after you finish the contract or something, right?
Yeah. But now you can do active reserve, right? That's where, say for instance, some conflict happens, right? Now, as the Air Force, you're probably not going to be in Afghanistan like that, but they may say, okay, we just deployed a unit to, say, for instance, Syria, so we may need you to go to, say, for instance, Germany and provide support from Germany, since Germany is closer to the Middle East than the United States is. Yeah, so they may send you to Germany. You may have to be at the base.
I would be down for that. I mean, I ain't got shit keeping me here basically, but my occupation. So I ain't opposed to, like, cause they threw them type of scenarios at me that see like if I would still be interested. I'm like, look, my biggest concern is I understand my position now for an amount of time I will be taking a cut and pay, so that'll suck. But like you said, there's other benefits that kind of make up for that. So I'm just like, oh, the traveling thing and the getting deployed, that wouldn't really bother me.
Well, here's the thing about the actual the Air Force that's really a benefit. Now, when you talk about accommodations, the Air Force has the best accommodations in the armed forces. So you're gonna have the best, like, barracks, like basically
the dorms,
best food, everything, right? Like you go to one of them other units, like say for instance, you went to the Navy, you may be on a ship, and and depending on the size of the ship, right? Some of them ships, I got a cousin that he just retired from the Navy. Some of those ships, they do what's called hot bunking. You know what a hot bunking is?
I don't know, but it already sounds speculative. Like, go ahead, my man. Go ahead.
Okay, so hot bunking is basically you have a small ship, right? And the ship may only have like maybe 50 people on the ship. That's a small ship, right? So with a small ship, what they do is you work 12-hour shifts. So you sleep in the bed, and then you have 12 hours for your bed, right? But when you're out of the bed, somebody else is sleeping in the bed.
all right, yeah, damn. So
Yes,
you
because
just,
space is at a premium.
damn. Look, I mean that I wouldn't really care for that, but I understand. Like the reason I'm laughing so hard is because I don't know. I'm on the outside looking in, but looking at all these videos, these memes and shit, like they make fun of the Navy so bad, bro. The sailors and stuff, and the whole just the stereotypes of. If y'all gotta look up on YouTube just military before and after, or drill sergeants be like, or something like that, and you'll just see a whole bunch of funny shit with. They be going in on the Navy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, cause think about it, right? You want the Navy ships, man.
And I know
Like,
a female in the Navy, so like, and I'm proud of her. She doing her thing, but for the
but
guys,
see,
they be making fun of their ass.
well, because think about it, right? You go on a Navy ship, right? You may have a ship, and it may have 400 people on the ship, and out of that 400 people, it may be 17 women.
Dang,
And see, and
the
see,
struggle.
see, yeah. So it's a lot of funny business going on, you know, and some people participate, and everybody else ain't.
Man,
So
that's where the don't ask, don't tell stuff come from.
oh,
Chemistry. He asked if you was a recruiter in the service.
no, I was
Yeah, and that's
I
what
just
the
happened to
the recruit Marcus Brown is. He gonna ask ass out.
no, I wasn't a recruiter, but I
Have me
was
on a
just in the
6
service
contract.
for I was in the service for like 9 years. So I
Man,
have a
take
I
it to
have
a
a
service.
I have an in-depth understanding of the military, the ins and outs, and so that's the reason why I know so much, because I was just in for so long. But as far as a recruiter, no, I was never a recruiter.
I mean, it's good to have conversations with people that'll give you different aspects of. Because I've talked to people that just didn't really have much nice to say about it, and that made me wonder, like, why did it turn out that way? I mean, but I guess going back to what you said, like different type of people go in at different times of their life, like, or if under different circumstances. Like my dad's generation, they was drafted. It really wasn't a matter of, yeah, I wanted to do this. It's like you're going to war, or you're going to so and so. And then some
Well,
people, it's an economic decision, like forcefully, like a compelling. Ain't no jobs out here, so I gotta do this. Like,
well, see,
I
I'll
ain't
just say that
you breaking up super shit.
with the military, it could be very. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Am I
yeah,
coming in now? Okay, I'll say that the military, with anything, you want to go into the military if this is your plan for anybody out there. You want to go into the military with a specific plan. So you can't go into the recruiter's office and be like, "Well, I don't know what I want to do," that type of stuff, because they're gonna put
they
you
gonna be
where the
like,
military.
got him.
Yeah,
Get your ass.
yep. They're gonna put you where the military needs you. Right.
Right.
That's problem number one. And then number two, once you get in there, just understand that you have a purpose, right? And so all that stuff that they do, screaming in your face and like waking you up in the middle of the night, all that weirdo stuff that they do while you're in training, none of that stuff matters. It's all just to weed out the people that's not cut out for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So if you fold under pressure, or if you crack, you start getting emotional, you get mad, all that stupid stuff, that's gonna screw up your chance. So just bear through it, because it's really nothing. It's all superficial stuff. They really ain't gonna do nothing to you. And then, make sure you focus on your actual training portion. Like once you get out of basic training, you actually get training for your specific job in the
It's
military,
cool.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you want to make sure that you make the grade. Okay, so for me, I went to nursing school in the military. So I'm gonna just give you a quick story about what happened to me. So I initially went in, and I went to what you call medic school, right? So I went to EMT school, right, in the military.
Okay.
So they send to EMT school after you get out of basic training, right? So I went to EMT school. After the end of EMT school, we had to take the actual national registry. We had to actually be licensed and certified nationally. So We took the test, right? So they got the test results, and so they lined us all up, and they start calling out names, calling us out by our last name. You know, Johnson, Miller, you know, whatever. And they called out, and then by the time they got done calling out the names, they had called out half the people. So half the people were standing on one side and half people standing on the other side. And so then they went to the names they called out. Come to find out, these are the people that didn't pass the test.
Wow.
They went down the line. They said like Miller, 68, whiskey, Cook, you know, Johnson, you know, 45 Tango, auto mechanic. So basically, right there on the spot.
Oh, they giving you a job that you didn't want because you didn't qualify for what you was going to school for.
Exactly, right there on the spot.
Right, damn.
And you know what? At first, we didn't realize what was going on, but by like the fifth, sixth person, we realized what was happening. Yo, it was grown men crying. That was
was probably salty too, because my bad. Go ahead.
That was just one of the few times that I seen grown men cries when they basically what they did was called a reclassification. They reclassified them based on their scores because they didn't pass the actual.
Yep, they went to all that stuff, and now it's like, boy, your ass a cook. Like,
basically,
like, damn.
Basically. And so it was what it was, you know, and
I'm sorry. That ain't funny because I'm just silly right here. Hey, TY said he wanted to hop on. He said he got something to say in regards to it. So I mean, if y'all wanna, like I said, anybody wanna join, man, I'm just up early, but dang, I would. That would be a fear of mine, but at the same time, not really, because if you go in there and focus on some, my biggest concern would be if it's some information that I just can't grasp, like I ain't built for that line of work, some super ass physics, computerized type shit. But if you paying attention in class, bro, like I don't see how you could drop that ball, especially if you got so much on the line. I'm not finna leave my comfortable crib to go somewhere and not get what I wanted. You know what I'm saying?
You know what kept me going?
At least that's what I'm telling myself. I don't know.
What kept me going was that I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, if I screw this up, the amount of jokes that I'm gonna get clowned for the rest of my life. It's like I just knew I could not fail. There's no way I could fail. Just like right now when I was in school, I was like, I knew I couldn't fail this class. I had to do what I have to do.
Oh, I'm in this.
Yo, what's good?
Shit. Yo, I'm in this shit. Oh shit! All right,
what's good, bro?
Hey, Marcus, bro. Like, I don't think you know what. Like for real. Like, I've been watching your shit, and I really, bro. I ain't mean to interrupt you though, because like you was spending some, you was spending some real shit about that Army stuff, bro. I was a Ranger or whatever, but when I got out or whatever, that's when I shit just like. I just started like downhill. Like I had PTSD real bad. I ain't leave my house for like 5 years and shit. And I came across your stuff and you was talking about how tailor-made saved your life. But hey, I'm keeping it hood with you. You saved mine, bro. Like you put me on Tom Likas. And then Tom Likas was telling me, hey, bro, you need to be improving yourself. And then I got right back in shape, my God. I got right back in shape, and then it's just been like downhill from there, bro. I'm in the DR right now, thanks to you, my
oh, that's what's up.
I'm in the DR right now, guy.
That's what's up, bro.
Oh, hood. Hey, I got hustled and everything. I want everything and shit. Huh?
I said you gotta have a presidente for me sometime. Well, whenever we have
I got a couple for you, bro. You saved my life, bro. You can, bro. I got a couple for you, for real.
Man, I'm humble, bro. Like I ain't never even heard nothing like that before. I've linked up with people that said they rocking with the channel or whatnot, but
no, bro. I'm more than rocking with you, for real. Like, and I don't got no shame about it, bro. I'm more than rocking with you, for real.
Yeah, that mean a lot to me, bro. And thank you for your service. Also, I mean, I don't know if every veteran want to hear that but it's just something that I say out of respect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I was in like a situation where I joined it because I had to, but I don't really like it because I don't, you know what I mean? Because like I joined out of like, man, I was in a messed up situation where I needed to come up, you know what I mean? So I came up. I came up for real. But like, man, I'm telling you, bro, I was like, hey, when I was down here, I was like, bro, if I see somebody that even know Marcus, I'ma just drop his name, bro.
I was supposed to be down there. That's why I'm salty. Like, this is the one weekend everybody. I'm talking about chicas, people that work down there. Everybody like, is you coming? Where you gonna be at? And I was like, bro, I told y'all back in February I wasn't gonna make it, you know. But I'm sorry, bro. I would have loved that linked up with you.
Bro, hey, I set up a YouTube channel and everything, bro. Like for real, like on Hood, I got it on my YouTube channel, bro. Like I lost like 30 pounds in like less than like 3-4 months, bro. Like I was really on that shit, bro. Like when I went like full rebuild mode, it started with you. It started with you, bro.
I ain't trying to cut you off. This your channel, the Black and Brilliant. It's a
yeah,
yeah,
that's my channel.
I just subscribed right now, bro. I'm finna throw your channel in the chat. If y'all want to subscribe, check them out.
Hey, yeah, check out that video. It's like I forgot what. I just be posting shit, bro. Like I'm ripped up right now, bro. Like, but I ain't always been like that. And I got like a little video about like what I used to look like and like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like going after transformation.
Yeah. And it's a big difference. It's a big difference.
Bro, like you just made my weekend, my dude. I appreciate that. And I'm happy for
you. You talking about you made my weekend, bro. I'm telling you, you saved my life, my dude. Like for real. Like you have no idea. You have no idea. I was like, bro, I gotta know this dude. And then like this Google stuff, bro, I'm just getting like I didn't even have this shit downloaded. I ain't had this shit like uploaded. I was just like, bro, I'm just gonna figure this out. And then when I got in, I was like, oh shit, I'm in again.
Dang. How you like it down there? This your first time?
It's my first time in the DR. My first time going somewhere was Colombia. Colombia was sick.
That's sick. I ain't been there yet. That's another goal.
Colombia was, bro, I ain't trying to say nothing about nobody's country or whatever, especially while I'm a guest, but Colombia is shitting on everything. I feel like.
I got to get out. Hey, man.
The difference between Colombia and the DR is you got to watch your back a lot less in Colombia. That's it. I mean, you got to watch your back with the hoes, but you got to do that. You got to do that anyway.
Yeah.
But like you can, but you can maneuver. You can be like, oh yeah, I fuck with this dude. I did. You know what I mean? I could do that with him. You could not in the DR.
Right, in DR, you gotta kind of go through reputation. Like, whose man's is this? Like, do you know this dude?
Yeah.
Hey, Donnie Hayes in the chat. What up, Donnie? Shout out to Donnie Hayes for the $4.99 super chat. I need to pull up your channel too. I follow Donnie on Snapchat, bro. If you want to hop on, you're more than welcome to pull up your channel. I'm gonna just speak on what he shares, but the farming videos, I'll be watching that. You know, he got a lot of interest. No, y'all need to know Donnie, man. He's a very interesting brother. Like what he does is very unique, but I would rather y'all hear from him than for me to be talking about it. But under the Farming Act, bro, like I'm just happy to see a black farmer. So
yeah.
Shout out
I'm doing the traveling thing now, bro. I ain't going home. Like for real. I ain't going home. I'm going all over the place with this shit, bro. Like I got a flight I gotta catch to LA. And then when I go to LA, I'm doing the Southeast Asia thing. And then my brother, he rap like that. He really rap. But I got like free music for all my stuff or whatever. So like I be linking his stuff in. I be linking his stuff in below, like on like my channel when I use the stuff. And I always use the stuff, so I always link his shit.
Bro, like if you on any of like Facebook, social, Instagram, any of that, just hit me up on that. Like, so we keep
I got you.
And I can get in tune with your people that do the music or whatnot. Cause like I want to say this too, while I got you on, bro. Like the reason this kind of no man, I ain't gonna flex, G. Like I get sentimental about shit like that because we, in a sense, like complete strangers. We might know each other from the internet, but it's people like brothers of mine, relatives, people I didn't grew up with, all that. It's dudes that know me and don't be giving a fuck about none of the shit I'm talking about. They just like, hey man, that's Marcus. What up? That's it. And this type of feedback, this type of man, this type of interaction, this level of interaction, I don't get at the crib. It be complete strange. It be motherfuckers that I just met, people from other parts of the world, and I don't get this type of feedback from the crib.
That's what's I noticed that too when I started traveling because when I linked up with this dude named Miko. Like me and him, we be going like back and forth like through the damn WhatsApp or whatever.
Yeah.
But like he be motivating me on my videos because I feel like my shit trash. It ain't no Marcus A. Ain't no Marcus A status, but like, bro, when you say like complete stranger, I really feel like I know you.
Yeah,
like I know all your stories, bro. I know all your stories, bro. What'd you say?
I say you could literally just meet somebody one night somewhere, and they'll send you more information. They'll hook you up with connections and all that, and you be like, "This motherfucker looking out for me more than people that actually know me." So it's like
exactly. That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. Like you said, you either not gonna never go home, or you just ain't gonna go home the same. You get back home, and you just gonna be looking at motherfuckers like
goofy, goofy. No, I'm fucking with you.
Just be like, it's just different. It's just different.
For real. Oh man, I can't believe I'm talking to you. You low key celebrity to me, my nigga. Man, like you low key.
I'm just trying to live life like everybody else, and I'm still learning like everybody else. But
yeah, hey, what's crazy? I'm still learning too, man. When I was in Sasua, bro, I got hustled for a good like 700, bro. But you think that, hey, bro, you think that stopped me, bro? Like when I tell you, you saved my life, bro. Like I was really there. Like so, like when I take losses now, I go, bro, I want everything that shit come with the shit that I'm doing now, cause bro, this is a second chance on life, bro. Like I'm living now. I'm living now, bro. I'm alive, bro. That money don't mean shit. Bro, I done lost that fucking with so-called friends. I done lost way more than that fucking with so-called friends. I'm gonna do that following my dreams. Easy.
Bro, like that's something that nobody could take away from you, in my opinion. Because I always say that, like, you could lose money, you could lose jobs, all this shit. This fucking building could collapse, anything. But when it's all said and done, like, what you got is your experiences and your memories and shit, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully your health, but all that other shit, heck.
Yeah. Hey man, I didn't mean to cut you off like that, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, but what's good with you? What's it, super thug or something like that? Super true. What's good with you, bro?
The super triz, man. No, go ahead and politic. I was listening to your story.
All right, bro. Hey, what unit was you in?
I was medical, so I was in the 349 General Hospital.
Okay, I was in 175 Ranger Regiment.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was strictly medical. I didn't do any combat.
Okay, shit, that's still something. The thing that made me mad about my stuff was like when I got out, like they don't really translate to a job type stuff unless I want to be a security guard or a cop, and I ain't rocking like that. I ain't no damn save hole type of nigga all the time.
Right, you don't want to be the crib to be not to disrespect the law, nothing like that. But I feel you on that.
I'm just saying, like I mean. Everything like what y'all be talking about, like, bro, it's like it's been against our people. I feel like this is my opinion. I ain't trying to I feel like it's been against our people. So for me to go over there and say, yo, I'm gonna follow this system or whatever, and I'm gonna try to make it better or whatever. But I already know there's only so much I can do, and I ain't trying to, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to get caught like that.
Well, here's my thing. like what I was telling Marcus A. Brown is that, you know, for those people who are you know, prospective military personnel, you want to go into the military with a specific plan. See, the reason why I
Yep.
went medical is because my dad specifically told me, like, because
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm about to do computers. My dad was like, you know, mind you, I joined when I was 17. My dad was like, no, you're not. Like, he didn't like suggest. He told me, he was like, no, you're gonna go in the military and do this if you want to go in the military. And so that's the
Hey,
reason.
well, hey, Daddy was right for you, bro. For real.
Yeah. So when I got out, while I was in the military, I got my actual nursing license. And so when I got out, I already had a job. And so, but the thing about it is that a lot of things in the military actually do translate, but you have to make connections with certain people. Like, say for instance, Rangers, right?
Yeah.
There's private security firms, you know, things like that, or, you know, like armored truck drivers, you know, for people who are in
Yeah.
transportation. You know, there's a lot of things that you can do, you know, like if you don't want to be, because not everybody wants to be law enforcement, but you can be like kind of
Yeah.
like maybe a security for like a high rise, like maybe a bank, a high rise bank. Like, and I'm not talking about a regular
Yeah.
bank that people go in and get money. I'm talking about one like the banks downtown where you only go in there if you're
Yeah.
an actual business entity. You don't go in
Right.
there as a private citizen. So like a bank like that, you're
Mm-hmm.
not really handling cash, so it's less. You know what I'm saying? But you
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
get a
Yeah. I
lot
feel
of
you. I
money.
feel you. That's what's up. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I know that too, but I didn't want to do that shit either. Like they gave me a secret clearance and everything. Like I knew that I could get a job like that, but that's not like it's exactly what you said.
I got a question
Like
when y'all get a
it
minute.
was a stepping stone. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just trying to make sure I understand this on the back end. Like, let's say when you get out the service, you saying that all of your certifications or credentials that was within the military, it might not transfer over to when you get out.
No,
I was like,
no,
building a
no.
resume.
No. I think it's up to you to build your own resume. They even set you up with classes before. Like they really set you up to be successful all the way type shit. Cause like they make you take classes when you getting out and everything to really boast yourself up and stuff like that. But I just needed to get out of the hood. For
Hey,
real.
I got a question. I mean, not to make everything a red pill moment, but most of the females I know is that went to the military, like they all doing relatively decent. Like, and these are basically hood chicks. Like if you met her, you like, yeah, shorty ass hood as hell, but she just leveled up real quick. So I'm proud
Yeah.
of it. But then like a lot of the
Yep.
brothers, it's very few brothers I know. Well, I say some of the guys my age, they all right, but it's older guys that's like, nah, fuck that shit, and then there's younger guys that's like, nah, fuck that shit.
Bro, look where I'm at. Hey, I'm still in paradise.
Yeah, bro, like, hey, you don't even know how much you just turn me up real quick, dude, because I'm telling you, I mean, you know, I did videos about this, but it's people that I know right now that could get up and go out there right now, but they don't. That, you know where they at right now? They in Las Vegas or they in Miami with their girl arguing over some shit, or you know, in Cancun, like trying to turn up, but not to the level of Colombia or DI or whatever. You know, like
Yeah.
they just they don't want to listen to me for whatever reason. I ain't saying I know what's best for everybody, but the reason what you saying and what you doing right now, it resonate with me because it's like, bro, like you just remind me of my brother, you remind me of my cousin, you remind me of motherfuckers I know in life that's like that could be where you at right now. But
Yeah.
we all got decisions, we all got our own choices to make.
Yeah, man, I done been through. Hey, bro, I done been through it. Bro. And like, I feel like I came across your video when I came across of it, and that wasn't nothing but God speaking through me through other people. You know what I mean? That's how he been talking to me lately. Like he, like for real. Like I really feel like I'm his favorite. Like the way he pulled me up out of what I was going through, bro.
Man,
Like for real. Like, and
and
I'm not trying to sound like a narcissist or nothing, because that really sound like some narcissistic, some selfish type, some nothing. But like,
I'm thinking like that.
bro, I'm on like a second
Oh,
chance
like,
on life, bro, and like can't nobody even shake what I got. You know what I mean?
bro, that's like the whole theme of what I was thinking when I started this live, because like I don't look at myself in that way either. But it sometimes when you sitting and reflecting on shit, especially if you've been through a lot, like sometimes you just sit and look at and you be like, bro, how the fuck am I here? In a good way. You be like, how?
Yeah, like I'm a hood dude, bro. I'm almost bilingual, bro. Like, for real. I only studied Spanish for like 6 weeks. I went to Colombia for 3, and I'm in the DR. I'm in here for 3 or whatever. I gotta download that Duolingo stuff just to keep it or whatever. But like, I get around by myself, and I know basic Spanish, and I'm self-taught. I ain't went to no school, no nothing. And I'm from the hood. Bro,
being from the hood is a gift and a curse, because you know, like, you gonna have certain qualities that's gonna basically make you in demand, and it's gonna make you, like, what's the word I want to say? Resilient.
Yeah, that's true.
Some motherfuckers can't. Some shit people ain't built for, but then you'll take a hood person, they'll run that shit, they'll dominate that shit, because like you said, just
that's the thing. They don't understand. Like, that's what's crazy. Like, when I say I'm from the hood, like, I also live with white people too, and that's what helped. Like I had like a real real adversity is my middle name type shit. You know what I mean? Like for real. Like, I moved out of my mom's house when I was 15. I got emancipated. You know what I mean? And then, like, when you emancipated, they don't really think you're an adult, so you can't like get your own apartment type stuff. Like, I was trying to, I couldn't. And then, like, some white people helped me out. And then, like, from there, I just rolled with it. So, like, and then I went to you know what I mean? I went to a better school and stuff like that. So now I got, like, both sides. So, like, I speak Ebonics as a second language. I guess I'm trilingual. I guess I'm trilingual, all right? Ebonics is my secondary language. You know what I mean? Spanish, everything. I want
more tools in your artillery. Like, you could go around different people and connect.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like the best of both worlds with this.
It's all good, bro. Hey, I wish more people had to.
I'm about to wake everybody up over here, bro.
Man. Shit, I'm probably waking people up too, but I'm just glad that, look, in this moment, this damn that it brought to fruition what I was thinking in the beginning. Just wanting people to be thankful about something. It ain't got to be traveling and none of that. Just looking at your life like, damn, I'm still in one piece, or I'm still breathing.
Yep.
So, like, going back to the thing you said, I don't think it's narcissistic at all. Some people, I think it could be kind of like sociopathic, or no, that's not the word I'm looking for. What's the word? Like solipsism, when you think you're the only person that exists in the world or some shit. I've heard people tell their life story in that regard, and they think that everything that ever happened to them or happened good for them was a result of their own actions. Like, that could be narcissistic, but the context you putting it in is just saying, like, I'm a hood nigga, I'm in the DR right now, I'm like, I could be anywhere
life right now.
I could be in the gym right now, but I'm not. So, like, that ain't narcissistic. That's a testament. That should be anybody that could connect with you. They should see you on your channel and be like, bro, I could connect with that dude, or I could relate to him, and if he could do that shit, I could do it. Whatever it is.
Yeah. And that's that positivity that I'm pushing on my channel. My channel gonna be about self-improvement, and then I'm showing people, like, verbatim, like, I ain't hiding from nothing. Like, I'm really showing people that I really came up, and I'm still coming up still to this day, and I ain't falling off, because, like, I'm showing you.
Yeah.
I'm showing you.
Bro, look, man, you don't know how glad I am to be able to speak with you. I'm glad to see you where you at, and dude, like, keep doing this. This is our first time talking, but we gotta build, we gotta connect.
Yeah, we can. We definitely can.
Hey, Donnie Hayes just joined the chat, bro. I want him to promote his channel too, for anybody that ain't familiar with.
All right, what's up, Donnie? Let me put.
Donnie, you there?
How do I send him? How do I see his channel?
I'm gonna put everybody's channel in the description, but matter of fact,
I'm gonna actually have to change my channel name, man, because, like, every time somebody try to type mine in, it auto corrected, or it don't go right. So It's all good. I only got like 55 subscribers anyway.
No, I just subscribe it in. I'm gonna share it.
All right.
I'm trying to see why that might. Oh, maybe because of the dots.
Yeah, it is.
Your channel, they would have to type it in the ITS T.Y.
Yeah, I'm thinking about changing like TY Go Crazy or something like that. Cause like I'm really going crazy with this shit, bro.
Yeah, Donnie, you there?
Yeah, man. I had to take my Bluetooth off my car. So
What's going on, Donnie?
not much, man. Not much. Just getting off work, heading back to the house.
Yeah, I wanted to speak a little bit about you, but the last video I checked out when you were showing the Cornish hens, and
Did you lock the door?
wait, hold on one second.
I don't have my key.
So yeah, for any of y'all that haven't that's not familiar with Donnie, we got him on the panel for the first time. That's what's up. Did you want to could you share a little bit about your channel or anything you want to promote about what you got going on?
Hang on a second. Let me try to put my earphones in here real quick.
All right, well, why are you doing that? I'm Dollar Will say, Marcus, you should take your production skills seriously. You have mad talent and a support-based crowdfund of production to sell. I've worked professionally in media over 25 years. Gratitude, Dollar Will. Hey, shout out to Marlon Brown for the $5 super chat. Yeah, I really gotta sit down and do that as I enjoy it as a hobby, but as y'all can see, I just been kind of taking my time with it. It was the time I was doing music videos for local rappers, but that ain't really no real money. And even with that, like, I realized that it's some shit you just can't pay me to do. and doing like videos that I don't like is one of them. So that's like a real pet peeve of mine. I mean, I'm pretty sure if the price is right, anybody do a video for anything. But the rappers I was dealing with, like, if I ain't like a song, I just didn't care. I was like, well, I can put you on with people that do that for a living, but I don't want to do no music video for no song I don't like. And I want to do travel vlogs. That traveling costs money.
Hey, check out my brother's stuff, man. Y'all gonna dig that. Like, I link his stuff down. Like my most recent video, I got his song playing like for the first 3 minutes of the video.
Oh, on your YouTube.
Yeah. I actually just posted like yesterday.
Donnie, you good with the
Yeah,
headphones?
man. Yeah, man, I'm good. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, shout out to Will. I just joined the panel. So I mean, Donnie, you can speak if you want to, or if you're just chilling. It's up to you. I just want to acknowledge you since you're in here, and also thank you for your service.
Yeah, man. Just hopped on here. I'm just mostly chilling. Just got off work this morning, but yeah, man, I came across your channel a while back, and I was really impressed, man. Young guy out there doing stuff, traveling kind of inspired me to try to put my stuff out there on YouTube and just talk about my life and shit like that. So anyway, shout out to you, man.
Gratitude, I appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate you putting me in tune with what you got going on, because I follow you on Snapchat and YouTube. So I think your trajectory is more interesting to me. But
yeah,
I guess I'll let people subscribe to you and see it for themselves.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What's going on with you? Dollar Will, I think Dollar muted himself. You might have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm having these issues with this computer. Can you hear me, brother? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Listen, I didn't want to interrupt. I don't want to interrupt your flow about the military service, but I've been harassing you from time to time about your production skills. I'm serious, man, and I'm a brag on myself. I'm real good about talent. I've been in this media game, man, since like '16 professionally. Okay, and so there's people on air around the country that I have mentored. All right. So I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm just saying, I ain't just no, I'm that good. I ain't just no regular dude. If I say you good, man. And because there's a lot of people, you have some stuff naturally that people try to develop. I'm 55 years old. Okay, I listen to you. Not too many people, listen to folks, can hang in there with people that's like 20 years younger. Okay, so you have there's a magnetism about you and an open-mindedness about you, and not only that, I'm a pro-black liberal, okay, and you conservative, and I still listen. Okay, so it's something about you, and apart from your awesome editing skills that you might need to really take seriously. So even take a look at Tariq Nasheed. Tariq Nasheed is kind of the blueprint, because I've talked to a lot of people in the media who don't have what he has, and I was turned them on to Tariq. I said, look at this brother. He went on YouTube when he made that first Hidden Colors. He had about 30,000 subscribers, and they funded the first Hidden Colors, and look what happened to him. I think you have that same kind of energy that can draw a large number of people. If you came out with a product right now, people would spend $25, $30 for it, man, just on the strength of the connection they've already made with you on social media. Look at how people respond to you when you show up on a channel, man. Not everybody gets that level of response. And I think it comes so naturally for you that because it's easy, you don't value it. It's like that dime that we come across who make it real easy for us. And she ain't no hoe or nothing. She's the one. But because we didn't have to work hard for it, we don't appreciate it. But I'm just saying, you might want to, one of the books somebody turned me on to when I was in my 20s, kind of flapping around, wondering what kind of focus I wanted to make. You might even know this book. It's called "What Color Is Your Parachute?" And they updated every. Are you hip to that book?
No, I never heard that one.
Yeah, it's a book that kind of helps.
Your parachute.
Yeah. That's one. It's a book that kind of help you figure out what you're good at. Help you match career. And I tell you another thing. Before or as you're considering the military, the same thing. There's a test called a Myers-Briggs type indicator. It's a personality test. It's you can do it online.
Oh yeah, I'm taking that. It's supposed to tell you like how, or if you're an agreeable, aggressive person.
Yeah, different kinds of things, like what your type is.
Personality trait.
Yeah, there you go, personality traits, and then they also have like career recommendations. I know most of the people that take it, it's something in there. There's gonna be some parts in there that's gonna ring true, and it could kind of point you in a direction. So even if you do go in the military, there may be an intersection between those things that where you want to be, or that suit your personality type and your skills and military. It might all come together. But you got something in that media thing, man. I just wanted to say
and
that.
And I want to say something because I'm about to roll out because I'm living life to the fullest, and I can't stay here that long after I just said what I had to say.
Yeah, you got some turning up.
I'm working on my video editing too, man, and it ain't nowhere near what yours is. But like, I feel like God, He don't always give you gifts like gift wrap. So like, I plan on being not all right to get all right. Like my stuff trash compared to yours, bro. Like, and I'm not even happy with it. Like, but if I'm not happy with it now, I bet you if I keep doing it, I'm not gonna be satisfied with it later, and I'm just gonna be improving. And I'm like, that's what I'm pushing on my channel, self-improvement. And every time, like every video need to be better than the next. And every day need to be better than my next. And that's how I'm living life.
Yes, sir. Yeah, hey, I mean, it's going to improve. I say it improve just with consistency. And I mean, I need to be telling myself that because that's part of what it takes. But just by you saying you're going to keep going at it, it's going to have to get better. And that's the thing I like about social media in general. I watch any. Maybe it's just me, but I watch anybody's video. I'm not really judging them on how good the quality is, or if they know what angle some shit is, or something like that. But I mean, if it's a good video, I give them props on that. But people gonna gravitate to you for whatever reason. I appreciate what you said, Dollar Will. Like I don't want to just say I'm a brush it off. It ain't like I don't want to do videos. It just haven't been like the big priority for me. But I ain't gonna sleep on it. I get what you're saying. Like I should start taking it seriously.
Yeah. Well, I'm out, y'all. Y'all have a good one, man. Hey, it's been a blessing to even speak to y'all, man. I'm telling y'all.
Likewise, bro. Like, man, enjoy yourself. Have fun. Be safe. I already subscribed, so we gonna definitely.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
And just even what you just said about how you'll watch anything, that's a common trait of people like excellent producers. They say a lot, they're like a jack of all trades, a master of none. They're kind of open-minded about a lot of things because you have to know a little about a lot in order to bring, I guess, to explore various perspectives. And you got that. You got that. And to have that at a young age, that's just something that it's not guaranteed that people are going to reach that level of openness and awareness just because they age. People get old. They don't, you don't necessarily have to evolve into that. And you got that already. So, I don't take that for granted. And I subscribe to what's the brother Donnie Hayes. I did shot him a link, a subscription. And you need to come check us out over on the Black Brain Trust, brother. We would love to have a black farmer, come over and tell us what's going on, because we, my area of specialization on YouTube at least is stock trading. And investing. I teach people how to read charts and that kind of thing. That's my contribution on the Brain Trust. But we from time to time have brought up that with this downturn that I believe we're already in, that farming, or even if it's just on a windowsill basis, we're gonna have to, the Black Manosphere, we're gonna have to get our game up to at least get some level of farming, or it's like low level agriculture, because some of this food we might have to start growing, even if we get some kind of share going, amongst a small circle. So it would be great to have a brother like you roll through and just let us know what's going on in your part of the agricultural space. Not to mention, that's one of the key areas that I'm recommending that people invest in right now, because in this downturn, money is a thing called sector rotation, where money rotates from technology and high flyers like your Amazon and all that kind of sexy tech stuff, to things like food and agriculture, because that stuff that's safe. When the layoffs come.
Yeah,
even in the trucking game, I've been hitting on that a little bit. That you're gonna see those refrigerated truckers. They're gonna everybody gonna get hit, but they're gonna get hit less severe. The refrigerated truckers, because we gotta eat. That's not a discretionary thing. We gotta eat. We may not need to buy a big screen TV set, but we gotta eat. So. But I ain't want to.
Yeah, I've been watching videos on AI, like artificial intelligence, and how that's been playing a role in transportation. They talking about self-driving trucks. That's already here through Tesla and some other companies, and they talking about deliveries from space and all type of stuff that actually, in some ways it might improve our lives, but in a lot of ways, like you said, Dollar Will, it's gonna get to a point where it won't, these blue collar jobs, they'll still be around, but not in the same capacity. And like you said, food is not going out of style. And even if it ain't about growing it to sell it, just growing it to live off your own land, that's a powerful position to be in.
Right. But no, I didn't want to, take it away from you, from the military conversation.
I'm really talking about anything, but that was just something that I brought up that that Super Triz has experience in. So I was like all ears with that because it's a lot of ideas I'm throwing around between that and leadership school and different trades and apprenticeship programs. But that was just something that I was looking into where just at this point in time, I've been fortunate enough to like be exposed to people that got experience in that. So they've been just telling me what they know.
Yeah, because you at the perfect age. I mean, this is a critical. Let me say a critical age. You are right now, in your early 30s. Say the next 20 years, think you'll never be in a better position. That those are like the key years because you've been on your own, been an adult for more than a decade, so you kind of know what life is. You're not out there doing as much of the silly stuff we used to do in our mid-20s. Okay, so you know a little bit about the work life, know a little bit about women, so you can control your vices and things like that. Your body's still healthy enough to go and do things, and so it's when you get in them 50s, mid 50s, that's when your health consequences start popping up. But these 20 years right now that you looking at right now, you got to make the right decisions about what kind of career you're going to go into, because now you're going to have the discipline to save the money and all of that, and that can set up the rest of your life. So this is key that you could get high quality information right at this moment.
Will, the way you just articulated that is exactly how I'm feeling. Like I couldn't have said it any better because I don't feel like I'm in a bad position at all. But I do feel that age creeping up, and physically I'm still in good shape. But especially by me returning to school, I'm realizing like, okay, I felt young until I was around younger people, and when I'm around them, I can still compete physically. I still got stamina and all that. But I can also make a distinction between attention spans. Like I could actually pay attention to stuff, and I realize other people just in la la land. And then I realize things like, shit, physically I can feel as good as I want to feel, but on paper, there's some things I'm actually too old for. Like even with the air traffic control job, I'm too old for that. That's crazy to me because I'm like, damn, I would have had to make that decision before 32, I believe. And so, like, as good as I want to feel, that doesn't negate the fact that time is gonna keep ticking.
Right, because I remember when I was that age, I used to call it at that time, the fuck you years, because you're not see when you're 18 to 34, it's like you're the star of the show. All the resources are going towards the young people. Get the young people involved. Let's train.
And none of the older people know what they talking about. They was never 19 before.
Right. And so when you're young, you're like it's like being the child in the room of adults. You're an adult, but you're still the child in the room. So everybody's kind of protecting you, despite all the silly stuff you might say and all of that. But when you get up into like your area around 34, now you're getting ushering into being one of the old people in the room. So, now that the guy that's, that's 26, 25, they getting the shine. Now you seeing yourself being slightly, discounted, a little bit even maybe dismissed by them, a little discriminated, relative to them and by society. And I hate to tell you, it only gets worse as you age. You're going to keep getting pushed to the sideline. So you're going to have to carry your own, as we say.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that writing on the wall, and it's not I don't look at it as a bad thing. To an extent, I can enjoy it because, like I said, there's some elements I look at the people around me, and I'm like, oh man, y'all silly. But I'm silly too, to an extent. But I know when it's time to be serious, and I'm trying to think what else you said. Like, I get what you said.
Yeah, I mean, look at Madison Avenue. Madison.
As long as I sit in a room and be quiet, like as long as I'm keeping my mouth shut, I could pass as some of these younger people. But the moment I say some shit or or I don't catch a joke a certain way, or I'm like, what is this? Like, oh, this what y'all do now? You know, then it's like, oh, okay, he an old guy.
Yeah, it's weird because, you know, it's like Madison Avenue focuses on 18 to 34, and then there's another window between like 34 to like, you know, 50, and then after 50 they don't care, you know. You too smart after 50 to waste your money on frivolous stuff, so they don't even waste time, you know, trying to appeal to your you know, base desires, because you got all that, you know, more in control by that age. But even like you said, at 34, man, you know, you come up on these younger women, man, they mid-20s, you can get them, but damn, it's like but you got to talk to them.
It's like babysit, yeah.
You got to talk to them, and your mind ain't on that level. It's like, so you kind of caught. But this is the key moment you got to make. You know, you got to make the. You don't have the benefit of time to make a whole lot of mistakes at when you get into them early 30s. This is it. This is the 2-minute warning, or, you know, you got the shot clock. It's under 10 seconds. You gotta square up, and you gotta take that high percentage shot.
Yes, sir. Man, I appreciate y'all joining. I mean, I got time, but if y'all anybody wanna say anything, or Dollar, could you promote your channel one more time? I gotta make sure to
Dollar will, you know, I talk stocks. I'm gonna get a little bit more big. I've been trying to serve the handful of Patreon subscribers I have, you know, because it's like, it's hard to. I want to give so much away, but you can't give it all away. And when I'm learning with people, I mean, I'm not gonna say learning. I'm reminded with people. There's you know how you have a lesson in life that keeps haunting you over and over in life. You have to be reminded, even like every decade. This thing that keeps haunting me is people confuse the price of the thing with the value of the thing. It doesn't matter. We could be talking about women. We could be talking about your gift and your channel, your knowledge, or whatever. If you give it away for free, if it costs them nothing, they'll think it's worth nothing. You know.
Oh yeah, they won't value.
They won't value it. They don't value it because you didn't value it. So you can't argue about why people aren't valuing it when you didn't value it yourself. You know. So I'm trying to figure out how much to. There is a certain amount on my channel I have to give away because it's crucial, I believe, for our people, that we don't get crushed in this economic downturn. There is a way for it's not necessarily a doom and gloom scenario, although I believe the market is going to go to hell, but not everybody loses. There are ways to win, even in these scenarios. And I'm trying to get people focused on, don't waste time in that feedback loop of negative discussion about how bad it is. Yeah, it's going to be bad, but, you know, focus on who's winning in the game. You know, learn how to be.
Yeah, how to position yourself for that event whenever it may come.
Right. So that's what I talk about on my channel. You know, Dollar Will. Thanks, bro.
I'm gonna have to jump on your Patreon because, like I was saying, the channels I've subscribed to, especially if I get the notifications, if I can, I just hop on and listen. But I really haven't been going live myself. But I'm gonna definitely make sure to support your Patreon. And I'm glad you hopped on. Like, I'm just, man, y'all don't know how much y'all made my weekend. I appreciate it, and I hope everybody enjoy their weekend. Shout out to I don't know what just happened. Mill said some of y'all might be watching this on a replay. If so, I'm gonna post all the links in the descriptions because I want everybody to subscribe to each other. And anybody got any final words? I'm gonna probably hop off, but I might hop on later, or I might if I could catch one of Ed's streams, I might hop on with Ed.
Well, I accomplished what I wanted, but I just want to say again, Donnie Hayes, come by the Black Brain Trust, man. Come by, check us out sometime.
Yes, sir. As soon as I hop off here, I will slide over there and check it out, man.
Yeah, look through what we have, but especially like on Fridays we talk economics kind of stuff, and you
Okay.
might not see, if you don't see any agricultural stuff on our channel, and you won't. That's because we don't have anybody that has depth of knowledge that probably somebody like you has. What we're trying to do on the Black Brain Trust is we're trying to basically create a brain trust, really, from the Black community by bringing on in the Black manosphere, bringing together all the knowledge that we have working in all the different sectors of the economy that we work. The reason why we started the channel was, my reason for wanting to participate in it was to have a place for brothers to show that we do more than just talk about the effery in the manosphere. Because I'm on all them other channels too. But I know that we're deeper than that. So the Brain Trust is there for where we can show what we've learned, as we make our paper every week. Because we're not paying the rent talking the stuff we talk on, about the women and all that other stuff. So I mean, hopefully, obviously, we had to require some level of awareness deeper than that. So the Black Brain Trust is where we show the other side.
Yes, sir. I don't know a whole lot. I'm still learning, but I'm willing to share what I know with whoever. So
And you can help us understand. Maybe not bring us up to your level, but you can improve us, and that's what it's about.
yes, sir.
Real quick, let me give a shout out to Millset Rhodes. Thank you for the $2 super chat. He say, I'm going to Africa in July. It's my first trip. First off, congratulations on your first trip, especially going to Africa. He say he's going to Gambia. I've never been. Last year was my first year in Africa. I've only been to Kenya, and I loved it. I wish I could have stayed longer. Man, look, let me say this too. I guess he's not a content creator. He don't have any videos. Mill said, I'll just subscribe, bro. Like, make a video, man, even if it's just the scenery or something, because I love watching people not only go somewhere for the first time, but give, I guess, a urban perspective or a hood perspective, American. I just like seeing people outside of their comfort zone, outside of their element. I don't care. I subscribe to everybody. Man, congratulations on that trip. I hope you enjoy it. Dark Man Jeff, he's talking to Dollar Will. He said you got a great point. He said he love listening to different stuff besides BFF. Oh, I guess black female fuckery. That's BFF. I mean, yeah, man, it's always a place for that. I guess in regards to avoiding pitfalls, that's how I look at it. You can never review the basics enough, and that type of fuckery, yeah, that can be considered the basics, because a lot of times, I'm really realizing it's just going back around, like touching bases with people in my old neighborhood or whatnot. Like, that's a big distraction. I don't know what else to call it. So like, we gotta get a lot of brothers to just get their mind off of that and just think about just basic things like, going somewhere different, or opportunities that's around them, or taking better care of their health. Like, it's a lot of basic things that we need to have conversations on. He said, Mal say I'm going to be there for 3 months, but it's for business. Bro, that's what's up. I mean, I'm sure you're going to get a chance to at least get out and do some sightseeing. And look, what business you in? I need to be in that business. That's what's up. Shout out to Spirit of Yusuki. Forgive me if I pronounced it wrong. He said, welcome back, brother. Yeah, I'm glad to hop on, man. I ain't really went nowhere because I've always been tuning in to people's channels when I can. But yeah, I just wanted to say I ain't gonna make the trip, man. I know everybody doing their thing in the DI for the weekend. I might go somewhere in November or December. I don't really know where yet, but that's the time slot that I have opened up to where I can figure something out. You still there, Super Triz?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just letting y'all go.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'm kind of all in and out. I just wanted to say thank y'all again. I know we've been talking over you for a minute.
No, y'all haven't been talking over me. I just fell back because I was actually listening. But yeah, I just want to say yeah, respect to you, MAB. I mean, like, it's been a long time since we actually been on the panel together. But shout out to you, and you know, congratulations on your scholastic endeavors, and I wish you the best as far as that's concerned. It will serve you well. Shout out to the young brother Donnie Hayes. I haven't talked to him before, but respect to him. And of course, Dollar, you know, from the Black Brain Trust. I mean, he already know I'm subscribed to the Black Brain Trust. I've actually been on a couple of Black Brain Trust panels before, but like I was saying earlier, I had to fall back myself because I was in school full time and working full time, and so it was just really hectic. And then with my schedule, you know, I'm at work right now. I work nights, and then lately I've been putting in that work. So I mean, like, whatever y'all do, man, out there, yo, just do it to the fullest, man. Like, and be willing to make that compromise, and be willing to make. I won't say compromise. Don't compromise your ethics, morals, and principles, but be willing to make the sacrifices necessary to see your plans to fruition. Which is what I'm doing now. You know, I'm making the sacrifice that I got to do. You know, and you know, it'll all pay off in the long run. But anyways, if y'all haven't subscribed to that Black Brain Trust, they got a lot of good information on there. I don't really get on the panel as much, but I do. I am lurking in the chats and listening. You know, especially when I'm doing other stuff, because they put out a lot of good information, and you know, it's not going to be the type of stuff that really gathers a large audience, because it's not dealing with the BFF. It's not dealing with the nonsense, but it's actually stuff that, if you really want to be successful in life, is definitely something that you want to pay attention to. I mean, like, they really motivate me. Some of the stuff I hear them talking about, especially world events, you know, giving the actual a thinking man's perspective on world events without all the propaganda. You know, especially things, you know, they keep the community abreast with Bitcoin and different type of investments as far as that's concerned. So if you're really about advancement, I definitely suggest you guys go to the Black Brain Trust. And also, there's a young brother. I won't say a young brother, but another brother I referred to the Black Brain Trust. He was on my channel. The last stream that I did, if you go on my channel, there's a live stream that I did, live talk with Maximilian. I'm sorry, not Maximilian, Maximus. And he actually builds PCs, and he does coding, Python coding. So he's starting up his channel, so make sure you check out that channel to get some information from that particular stream about Maximus, because he's going to be doing live streams, basically teaching people how to build a computer from scratch. He's going to start with the basics of configuring laptops, because that's what people are mostly interested in. But he's also going to do videos on building a PC from scratch, and then he's going to go to advanced building a laptop from scratch, which is more advanced. And he's also going to be doing streams on Python coding. So any of you guys are interested in actually learning a coding language, which will be imperative in a foreseeable future, learning an actual coding language if you want to be marketable in today's job place, definitely check out his channel.
I'm sorry, what's that guy channel? One more time.
Is Maximus. I don't have his actual channel name right now, but
okay.
On my actual stream, the last stream I did, live talk stream, I actually did a stream with just me and him. And we talked about his
I can catch it on your channel.
Yeah, I talked about his upcoming platform and what his plan is going to be as far as you know, doing the actual educational stuff. For those of you guys who are interested in computers, you want to build a computer or you want to learn a coding language, that's what this channel is going to be about.
Okay. I don't know if I'm as interested in the coding, but I would still pass the word along.
Well, for you as a streamer, if you want to build a computer, like as far as not, and I'm talking, when I say build a computer, like if you need to build a computer for a specific application, like say for instance, if you're doing live streaming, you know, you want to build a computer specifically catered towards live streaming at a specific budget.
Oh, okay.
You know, you see what I'm saying? So you like, you may say, well, I don't want to spend a whole lot of money. Well, then you build the computer yourself, and he'll show you how to do that, you know, from scratch, build a PC or configure a laptop. Yeah. You know,
that probably would apply to me under the video editing that, because to Will's point, like part of the reason I stopped editing as much is because the equipment I'm working with, the Final Cut and the actual operating what's the word I'm looking for? Operating software is older. It's like older Apple version. So I ain't never upgraded because I didn't want to deal with having to make a bunch of purchases or trying to learn the new software. But that stuff do take up a lot of memory, a lot of the computer's capacity. Yeah, excuse me. Even on the phone, if you're doing filming with your phone, like they get some good videos with phones, but man, it take up a lot of space.
And let me say this: Super Trez, I've been talking to Mike recently. You know, trying to kick around some ideas that we might need to do a health panel, a healthcare industry panel. Because we got you, we got and then Mr. Research, and then and at a certain level, Nicole Ali and genetic.
And Dr. Ford. Dr. Ford is a pharmacist. She's been wanting to do a stream on healthcare too.
See, yeah, we need, but see, me, Mike, and I don't think Mike. We don't know enough to know how to put that together. Because I mean, I was like, I was saying to him, we need to talk to y'all to get y'all to decide, what's most important, what's going on, what changes are going on in your side of the world that we might need to know about,
Well, I'll tell you what.
Like periodically, we need to have a healthcare panel. I don't know if it's quarterly or something. We need to periodically have that on the brain truck.
I'll tell you what. Like, if you get with your people and make a list of some specific questions you have, and I'll get with Dr. Ford and I'll get together a list of topics that are really affecting our community, and then some of the upcoming changes that we need to be concerned about as far as healthcare, and we'll combine those two, and then we'll make a panel.
Fair enough.
And then so like if you look me up on Instagram _SuperTriz, add me and send me a DM and keep me abreast of when and where you guys can do it, and we'll make it happen.
Okay, got it written down. Because
_SuperTriz.
Got it. Because the way I envision it, it would be only healthcare people on the panel. I mean, we don't need the rest of us on the brain. Maybe a brain trust moderator or something, but that's y'all lane. We need to be learning. The rest of us just need to be standing back.
Yeah. We could probably have Ulysses. Maybe he can moderate and keep us on schedule because he's good at that.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So yeah, we'll kick ideas around and get back to you. There's no chance that it'll happen without you knowing about it. There's no chance.
Okay.
I had to make sure I was subscribed. I was already subscribed to Black Brain Trust, but I just subscribed to your channel too, Brother Will. I'm not sure if you post content on that.
Yeah, I got content, and I got to get busier. Like I said, I'm trying doing little things on our Patreon. I try not to. I'm not one of these guys that post every day because I'm actually trading. Okay, so it's hard. I'm like really working at it, so it's hard to do that and do the videos because people that don't have a channel, I don't think they have an appreciation for exactly how much work goes into this. I mean, people that's posting every day, this is work.
Yeah.
What OJ is doing, that's a lot of work.
Hey, you know what? I was just telling MAB that earlier on the panel. I was just telling him how much work it is to actually host the panel. Like, it's easy to jump on somebody else's stream, but to actually host the panel yourself, to have the actual subject matter, and to keep everything on topic, and it's really difficult and time consuming.
Right.
Yeah, I was just telling Super like sometimes I just enjoy sitting back in everybody else streams and being a listener.
Facts.
Yeah. I mean, complaining from the chat is fun. I do it too. I like that. And then when I cranked up my channel, I'm like, oh man, I can't do a video every day. I can't even just one video. I can't do it. My mind is into too many other like trading related things. The market is open every day, and my mind is like current on what's happening that day. And it's just hard to like stop. So what I do is when I get a moment and I think, okay, I can share this, it's actually easier for me to go on to Patreon, and not everything has to. What I like about Patreon, not everything has to be a video. Sometimes it's a comment.
Oh right, yeah, article.
Yeah, I can forward an article that I read. I can put a snapshot of something that happened on the chart and explain the situation. But I don't expect everybody to join my Patreon. My Patreon is $10 a month. I can't do this. I can't give away.
If the information is there, I get it. And then a lot of times brothers just support each other just to support, to keep that content coming. But that's why I discontinued my Patreon. It's still active, but I took down the $5 subscription because I don't really be on there as much. I don't feel like, I'm like, there's no sense in me even really having a Patreon if I'm not gonna be very consistent with it.
Correct.
You got a question in the chat, Dollar Will. Mill said, how much would you charge for it?
How much would I charge to teach it? I would to teach Forex. I would say my Patreon is $10 a month. With that, you get some free one-on-one hangouts. You can ask whatever. But I will tell you a free way to learn Forex right now for everybody is go to babypips.com. They got so much information on there, your eyes will roll over in your head, okay? But, the issue with it is you got to be self-motivated. It's like everything you need to learn this is in books, YouTube videos, babypips.com. But it's quicker if you have somebody to guide you through it. So the free way is, YouTube videos, babypips.com. The guided way is, join my site, or, I'm sure there's some others, and you can get someone to kind of guide you through it. That's so a combination of both is what you're going to get. Because on my channel, I'm not trying to recreate the wheel. It's like they got excellent videos out there for everything. Then there's some certain nuances where I do things a particular way, and I'll do videos on that. So sometimes I'm forwarding an article, sometimes I'm pointing to somebody else's video, sometimes I make a video, then other times we'll just chop it up in a hangout, a private hangout. Right now it's so small that the hangouts are individual, so it's one-on-one. But as it grows, it'll just be Patreon only. Because then at some point I won't be able to have hangouts with individuals. But let me say, right now it's individual hangouts. It'll evolve to Patreon only hangouts. And again, we're talking all private, unlisted private. And you can ask whatever, and and I'll guide you through things. And also what I'm developing on my channel is a paper trading. I don't want to call it a contest. I want to call it a group where we're going to be using software like TradingView. They have a paper trading feature in it where you so part of it,
like a demo trading account.
Yeah, like a demo account, but we're going to do it as a group. And my idea is that weekly we're going to come together and look at each other's results, and that would keep everybody kind of accountable. Make sure that you're following the trading system, and being disciplined in your decisions, and showing that you're understanding how the oscillators work and all of that stuff. And over time you'll get it, because you can read about it, but you got to jump in and take your lumps with fake money. I think that everybody should start with a demo account, at least for, I can't imagine anybody going live after at least do 3 months. At least do 3 months. You have to go through a cycle of things going up and down, and honestly, it really might take more than a year to really go through it. But I can't expect people to demo trade for
Some of them
in 3 months.
Darkman Jeff said he do Forex now. I'm not really an expert in that. I experimented for a while with a demo account, but I never really went full throttle with it. But there's few people saying they did it before. But wait, I just want to give a shout out. We got a legendary ordained minister from my neck of the woods. We got Minister Jap in the building. Shout out to Minister Jap in the chat, I should say.
Yeah, shout out to Minister Jack. He will always be known as, I'm not saying he created this saying, but he popularized this saying, it's not your, you know what, it's just your turn. Man, that's like, dude, I don't know if you could put that on a t-shirt. You need to do it. Because I mean, everybody's spreading that.
Man, Jack be cooking, bro. I caught him laugh. I caught him on one of his last laughs. I was like, man, this brother. And let me tell y'all, like, we kicked it a couple of times. He exactly what y'all see is what y'all get, bro. Like Minister Jap, that's exactly who you see on the internet. That's who he is. He ain't one of these people that just got an online persona, I should say. So I got a lot of respect for him for that. Everybody wanted us to butt heads. I told y'all that's my nigga.
Yeah, the manosphere is diverse, man.
Darkman Jeff say Dirty Dick Rodney.
The manosphere is the corner, the barber shop. You don't know who, everybody there.
And you know what? It never really. I told O'Shea this off air too. Like, I have coworkers, I have people that are familiar with the manosphere that I don't necessarily bring it up to. So they may not even know my channel. They may not know that I even make videos, but just in casual conversation, even at the gym, like O'Shea name came up a couple of times. They're like, man, you ever heard of the Negro Manosphere? Or you ever heard of this guy named O'Shea? I'm like, hey, yeah, that's bro, what you talking about? And so like, I'm here in Chicago saying that. I'm pretty sure like ain't no telling how far all of y'all channels reach out to, but it's becoming more of a tangible thing in my mind because this ain't just me getting on the internet going to channels that I like. Like there's a chance I could be in school and I'll be walking past the cafeteria and somebody's watching a Minister Jap video or something like that. Or I could be on the bus somewhere and I could be listening to somebody else's phone. I'm like, is that Black Ram 313? Like this shit didn't happen. And I'm like, this is the manosphere. It's in real life. Like real life people actually be listening to this. That's crazy.
Oh, it's more than that. It's like heavyweight people, man, in society and media and stuff. They monitor us, man. It's like for better and for worse, we're like under the microscope, man. They picking apart stuff we talk about, and so a lot of what's going on in media, they taking ideas that we discuss here for better and for worse,
Oh yeah, I've seen that happen. I've seen that play out in I guess you could say in pop culture. Right. Like I've talked about this before on the video. There's a documentary called The Merchants of Cool. It's an old PBS video. I actually rented it from the library. That's how long ago I watched this. This was like people was watching stuff on DVDs and all that. But The Merchants of Cool talks about how you had industry professionals from like clothing industries, music industries, like basically to get trends, and they would go to the bottom of the barrel, or they would go find like the most rebellious subcultures of people and figure out what's popular to them, and then they would find a way to re-present it to them as something that's cool. And it's like every time you find a new trend, you end up killing it by making it popularized. So I mean, we may be some of the forerunners in these conversations, but like you said, Dollar Will, it's somebody or it's some entities to an extent that's watching this wave. And I don't know how it's gonna play out commercially. I don't know if you're gonna start seeing manosphere versions of The View or something like that. But I mean, it can't be ignored for too long before somebody either capitalize on it or it's no longer a subculture. It becomes like dominant culture. So I'm interested to see how that play out.
I'm gonna tell you for a fact that that's what happens in the world of advertising and media. They study markets like New York and DC because it's a lot of trends start there and ripple out. So they absolutely do it that way to get ahead, to make that money. You know, they want to be on the cutting edge, especially like a movie or something. A movie take back in the day before digital technology, it used to take so long. And so, you know, you can't, you have to be in the, you got to hit a topic at a key moment in the life cycle, because a movie would take so long that, you know, if you don't hit it right, that trend could be gone and you coming out with a movie talking about something that's already, you know, passed by. So you got to hit it right. But now with digital technology, man, you know, you're going to see us talking about stuff in the manosphere, and 3 months later, it's going to be a movie in the theater about it. He's like, yeah, because we giving it away. That's going back. I mean, then we're going to come full circle with this, with you and your video editing and your production, because this is your content, the stuff we discuss right here. And you're a known quantity, because if you don't take it, somebody that's got that energy that everybody in the manosphere is attracted to, because you attract a lot of people across the whole spectrum, different, or across the political spectrum, the age spectrum, you know, men and women. If you don't capitalize off of that, people outside the manosphere will.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I'm gonna get it together. You know, I need this. I be needing people in my ear like this. I appreciate it.
You know, I mean, you know, do something like you know, something short. You know, hell, 10 minutes. I mean, you know, just do your thing. You know, I mean, people can tell, man, the work that goes into it. It's like, wow. I'm sitting up there counting. I'm like, okay, look at that technique. Okay, how much time? That was about 2 minutes ago. Okay, man, I know how long that takes, man. Sitting in front of that on them timelines, man. You know, the thing is moving at a snail's pace. You're getting these rich Russia ideas. I mean, you got to be able to think big picture and small picture all at the same time. You got to get the tempo right between these. It's a whole lot of
part of what's and I'm making myself get over this, but like I've been around people that still in that field, like they still currently doing videos and they buying the latest cameras and the latest computers. I'm still working with a lot of older stuff. It's still good equipment. It's still good computers, I should say, but that's like aggravating to me. Watching stuff for rendering and all of that, and I'm like, man, I ain't got time for this. But maybe I need to make that investment to I guess get up to par, because I do realize that it's people out here now, like you said, that's making high quality content much faster than I would. And it's not because I don't know how to do it. I might have to learn some new software or something, but it's really more of, for me, I look at it as labor, because it's, like you said, a lot of sitting down and waiting on stuff, or cutting and chopping stuff over and over and over. Whereas, man, there's some people, they got the equipment, they can just do this on the go.
Right. You know, I would focus on just the cell phone stuff. Try to keep it simple, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's like when you've been in it and you know too much, you know, so you kind of want to do everything at that like super pro level. It's real expensive. It requires like a large staff and all that. It's like we kind of make it hard. And so like, and we'll get into it, because I have like friends that's been in the business for decades. And I'm like, look at Tariq, look at these other guys. Well, how are we letting them outproduce us? This is supposed to be, you know, this is our lane. Why are we not winning? You know,
they just putting it out there.
And it comes down to, on one level, the guys that's been in this industry all these years, on one level, we kind of burned out. That's one. Two, we are institutionalized. Okay. We've been working for these big companies, getting paid this nice, comfortable check. And we don't want to do that hustle. And three, when you work that hard for them or somebody else for 8 hours a day, it's hard to come home in the 9th hour and start doing it for yourself. It really is.
I've been telling a lot of people that around me, because I understand, like, you can go to a 9 to 5 and work for them so hard, by the time you get home, you tired.
Right. Like I would come home, man, and not turn on the television and not turn on any music at all. Just have complete silence. And I found a lot of people are in media that way. So sometimes after working 8 hours in that field, and you come home, consuming media is the last thing you want to do. And so that creates a lane for upstarts on YouTube. I'm like, man, if these guys, as these downturns, these cuts come, and what's going to happen is these pros are going to get kicked out of these media jobs. They're going to end up over here on YouTube. And so competition is going to come, and it's going to get more difficult to get these channels going on YouTube, because when the pros come, the bar gonna raise.
Yeah, I could imagine it.
So get in while you can. It's not. I think we're taking for granted over here on you. Everybody on YouTube is taking for granted how easy it is to get something started. You got guys that got animation skills, and I got a buddy. He can draw a little bit, and I'm like, I've been bugging this dude for years. I'm like, man, get some animation software. Well, you could do an animated series on YouTube.
Yeah, because nobody else can really. Well, not as many people can compete in that realm, in that lane.
Right. I was telling this dude this since Bebe's kids. Okay, like, look how long. I'm like, dude, come on, man. But it's he's like you in the sense that he's so talented that he takes it for granted. It's like a lot of talented people know people more talented than them, so they think that they're not special. So like, no, you're special, and so is that other guy. But it's really just like 2 or 3 of you, and you worried about the 2 or 3 people that's better than you. Meanwhile, it's like thousands behind you.
That's a good way to put it in perspective. I got a guy I'm trying to get on YouTube now, one of my guys I grew up with, because he does this Facebook Live thing. Like he not even a comedian or nothing. He just naturally funny, and he got a big female-based audience. So like, I don't want to throw no labels on him, but I say he's not familiar with the manosphere. So I'm watching him go through this realization of the BFF, as they call it. And so now he just turning up, and I'm like, dude, get on YouTube. Like, the conversations you're trying to start, there's people already having them right now, and you funny. So people will actually listen to you because you're funny, but they're going to know that you're still figuring all this stuff out. It don't matter. Like, hopefully I can get him on here. If I can do a live with him, actually, if I can get him to create his own channel, then y'all will see more of him. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, sometimes we see the talent in other people that either they don't know they have, or they just don't really look that deep into it, or don't value it. I don't know. Like, I like doing videos as a hobby. I just, after a while, it feel like work, like you said.
Yeah, but see, you're not getting the paycheck. That's it. See, if you're doing, okay, you like it, it's a hobby, it's fun, it feels like work. The only thing that's missing in that is the paycheck. If the paycheck entered the equation, you're like, okay, all right, now yes, it's work, but it's worth it. I'm enjoying it, and it's paying the rent. That would complete it. Right now, it's just like it's a lot of giving, but it's not coming back. Not enough to sustain you. I mean, because not everybody can eat off of it full time. I think you have the talent, not just the talent. You also got the support. Other people are fighting for an audience to support them. You already got the audience. You got the ideas. You got the capacity to express those ideas, and you have an audience that will listen to whatever you're talking about, because really they're more attracted to you than the subject. It's about the Marcus Brown experience, and people want to see how you see things. Even if we don't agree with it, we want to know how you see it. but we generally don't give a fuck what everybody else thinks. But for whatever reason, we care what you think. That's a gift, man. So
Thank you. I don't even know what to say.
You just gotta get off your ass, man.
Right.
Man. That's just what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
You know, make it easy on yourself, man. Do something 10 minutes, and just. And look, just be honest with people. Say, look, I've been kicking this around. I don't know, maybe y'all are supported or not. I don't know how serious to take this. It's gonna really depend on y'all. I'm gonna sell this thing for $4.99, and the response from you will let me know, what if it's something that I should be pursuing or not. Because I'm at that age where I can't be spending a lot of time on it if this is not what I should be doing. But only only the people.
I will say this, I've already started that process now with the film as much as the books, because I've been getting more support with books than anything with and I've been telling other people that, like, actually younger people, because when I do that, I don't know if y'all see the hip hop detox videos that I do, and that's mostly just following this nonprofit around, a nonprofit organization called Hip Hop Detox. They have a program called Males to Men program. So some of them on my channel, but most of them are on their Facebook page, where I'm just showing like older men sitting down with younger guys, and they talking about like stuff that go on in the neighborhood and all that. But I've been trying to get the younger guys to get into writing or publishing and all that. And I don't want them to necessarily start their own business until they can see, like, you can do this and throw it out there just to see who responds to it. Because that's what I did with the first book I wrote. Now I'm working on my second, and like I said, I've seen more revenue from that than YouTube or rapping or any of that other besides truck driving and stuff. But I'm saying, like, that was the first creative project that I was like, okay, yeah. For some reason, people buying this.
So you telling me that you got black people buying books, or is it more than black people?
It really humbled me. Are you familiar with I got a book called Just Another Book Niggas Ain't Gonna Read.
Right. No, I don't own the book, but I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, and it's like controversial, and I was trying to be controversial and a little petty about it, but the people that's been supporting has been, like you said, kind of across the spectrum, different types of people. Of course, like black people that know me, black people that kind of criticize. They said I should punch you in the face for this title, but now you got me wanting to read it. So like I get mixed responses, but from the people who actually read it, I always get good reviews, and that is what humbled me, because I did kind of write it with the expectation of people not reading it. It was, I knew the title was gonna be appealing, or the cover, but that's the most controversial thing about it. When you read it, it's really just kind of like a so-called self-help book, but it's a lot of the same stuff I talk about on Facebook.
So basically, the universe is telling you that people like your videos and people like your books.
Well, definitely the books. The videos too, but like what you were saying about making profit off of it, I just do the videos just to do them, but the book was actually what I was able to generate revenue from, and it spread beyond people that know me, because like some of the people that bought it said they never heard of me until they came across the book.
So the book has a price tag on it. Do the videos have a price tag on it?
Nah.
So, like I said earlier, people confuse the value of the thing with the price of the thing. If you don't charge for it, they're not gonna pay for it.
Okay, I get that.
So you didn't have the confidence to say this video cost $4.99, but you did have the confidence to say this book cost so and so.
Yeah, you could say that. That's a good argument. Another thing with the videos that I think would hinder me is this more loopholes. I just got my Kenya video back up. They YouTube, and I know this is fair. I'm not upset with YouTube or any of these other companies with copyrighted material, but it's more loopholes to jump through with making film. in terms of like copyright infringement and
Right.
or making sure, like, say if I want music in it, I gotta either have the rights to that music or have some type of license to use other people's music. And I'm not upset at that process. I've just been too lazy to really go through with it. Whereas with the books, it's just your own thoughts. Only other people that's involved is editors and artists if you want somebody to make your artwork for you.
Yeah, but I would say don't sleep, man, on YouTube music producers and you know, small time folks that's on SoundCloud and all of that. It might be a whole lot easier negotiating those legal agreements.
Yeah, they got royalty free music too. Like, you don't even have to pay for music on YouTube. You can use other royalty free music. That's just cheesy to me. Like, I like let's say if I want to visit a country, I must do research on what's popular in that region or that area, and I kind of want to have their music in the video to kind of reinforce that feel of what it's like to be there, or to be, you know, to tie in the theme of that particular place or topic. But we just can't do that, you know. Well, you can do it properly, but I don't do it properly. I just throw it in there and hope it don't get taken down.
Nah,
my justification behind that is it's a free video, so I don't monetize those videos. So in my mind, I'm like, hey man, why y'all taking it down? I'm not making money off it. I just wanted it to feel good. But yeah, it don't work like that.
No, you can't do that. Yeah, you at another level, man. Yeah, so you kind of you're not going at it, you know, professional way. You know, you know that, but yeah, you have to change all of that. But yeah, you just man, you talented, bro.
I gotta go through the proper I gotta go through the right way of doing stuff.
Yeah, but even if you had like a smaller time artist, you know, that wasn't signed, you know, that's talented, and that would still give you that flavor of that location you're talking about. They're not in no position not to make a deal with you. You know,
oh yeah, it's a YouTuber that does that already. I can't think of his name right now. It's a white guy always wearing glasses and breaking his camera on camera. I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, if he play like 10 seconds of somebody's song, then that's a big deal for them.
Wow.
Because he has so much of a following, and he give everybody their credit, their props. So if he put your song in his, I've done that on my videos, on the Kenya video, like the songs is playing in the background, the music will be right there. But I don't know, like I guess like you said, it makes more sense doing it with local artists than something commercial, because they got algorithms, they got stuff that can say, oh, well, that song came from this label, and your stuff is just instantly. Usually, YouTube send you notifications. They'll send you something like, yeah, this is a copyright notice, but you're not in trouble. Like, you know, your account is in good standings. But it's up to the label. So on some video, like if you go to that Kenya video, some of the songs, it'll just say, yeah, this song is in it. And they actually generate revenue from that, which I think they should. But then some of them got like restrictions on it where it'll say ban worldwide. Like they'll just ban the whole video because it's like you didn't have this person permission to use that song.
So what is it like if the other person complains? If they don't complain, if the copyright holder does not complain, then you're okay. And
it's whatever type of response they want to have, and it's usually labels. It'll say like such and such record label copyright infringement, but it'll say what their reaction to it was. It'll say like they gonna generate revenue from your video, and if I get that response, I'm like, cool, they should. But sometimes it might say this has been blocked worldwide. I'm like, damn.
Wow.
But like a chorus or a little snippet, but that's their property, so they could do that. It used to not, like if you get on Facebook, I realize why people do this on Facebook. They say, I don't own the copyrights to this music, and they put that in a live stream, and I'll be laughing at it because I'm like, that's messed up that you can't even celebrate somebody else's music to extent for free, because none of these videos on Facebook, you don't monetize your video. So it's not like people are making money. I would see somebody banning your video if you're making money off of that's like if I had a commercial, a McDonald's commercial, and I put your song in it. Yeah, ban that, you know, but this is not a commercial. It's not somebody making money from your intellectual property in a video, but you know, I guess legally they still have a right to remove their stuff from your channel, or cease and desist, I should say.
Yeah, it's just a dumb, it's short-sightedness, I think, by the publishers. They need to come up with an easy rate, easy process for people that's on YouTube or, you know, social media, where they can say, okay, if you want a social media license, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you know, a major channel like that, this is the fee.
Yeah, I would say like
if you got if you got X number of subscribers already, this is the fee.
I think they could pardon that just off of demonetization alone. Like, okay, Marcus, if you want to put Tupac in your video, then it's demonetized. That's it. Like, that's it. You just, yeah, you can get all the views you want, but you're not about to make money off it. And I would say that's reasonable.
Well, no, I think that the publishers, I mean, first of all, I agree with your point.
Oh, what's going on, Edward? Ed just joined the chat.
That it's the publishers are in the game to make money. So instead of treating you like a renegade, just say make it easy for people to find out how much money we're talking. And you know, it's okay if your video only has X number of views, this is the fee. Once your video gets up to this amount of views, we're gonna block it.
Oh, okay.
So you make it a graduated thing. A lot of times the fee is so high for the number of views it's going to get that you end up not using the content at all, which hurts the publisher.
Yeah.
So it's really so the policies that they have don't even serve the interest of the publisher, which is to make money and get exposure. It doesn't help the artists either. So it's just backwards all the way around. Too many lawyers in the room, not enough of the publishers and the artists in the room. Too many lawyers in the room create this like this final death pill. No, thou cannot do it. As opposed to thinking how, you know, just not knows how. Okay, I mean, you got 1,000 views on a video. What the hell does that really matter in the big picture?
Well, from a label perspective, they just looking at it like, if you made 5 cents, that's our 5 cents, or you owe us 4 cents. You know, it's producers like, for example, the SoundClick producers. They some of them give like reasonable leases. So I use a lot of leases under beats. I'd rather do that because, for one, I don't mind paying a producer for they beats. But I was already doing that as a rapper. But I also hate when rappers, if you ever listen to local artists, sometimes they rap and you'll hear in the background like, purchase this track today, or Johnny Giuliano. Like, they have, you know, producer tags because they want you to lease the beat. And some rappers are so cheap, they just too cheap to lease the beat. And then they rapping about like, I'm all this money, I got bands on bands, and it's like, yeah, but you ain't about a beat though.
Wow.
But some producers do, I didn't mean to get into that rant, but they'll have it set up through a basic lease. You could get so many streams or so many monetized views, or what's the word they would use for it? I forgot the term they use, but it's a term for when you put a song in a video. But they don't mind that. They don't mind you making money off of that until it gets to a certain amount of plays, and then you either renegotiate.
Is that the mechanical?
I'm trying to think of the term for when something is it's like a replication, like, because sometimes you can put some in the background of your song. I mean, not the song, but the background of your video, like just some background music, and you could change the tempo. You could put breaks in it. You could, if you bought the tracked out wave, you could take certain sounds out or put certain sounds in. They still gonna consider that they work, but it's a word to describe that you changed it.
Gotcha.
That's all I was trying to say. But yeah, it's easier to deal with instrumentals than to deal with something with words on it. Like once it's a full song that's owned by a label, then they just gonna get a notification, or it might be maybe some computerized algorithm, and they just gonna take it down.
Wow.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't know if Ed was gonna hop on or not, but I'm probably gonna wrap it up. And now we've been chopping it up for a minute, but I appreciate y'all jumping on short notice.
Hey, you got that effect, man. People see Marcus A. Brown live. What you expect?
It been a minute, and then usually I get on so early, I don't expect to really chop it up with a whole bunch of people. But I know later in the evening, especially when other people are live, if they invite me, I always jump on. If I'm not working or something like that.
Yeah, brothers thought you got let out for good behavior or something.
Oh no, I was in school, man. I just want to take care of them classes, and with it, I don't want to start repeating myself, but man, the reason I'm so happy about that, even though these are just basic classes, is because it just kind of reaffirmed for me that, well, two things. One, if I focus on something hard enough, then I can get it taken care of. Not only can I get it taken care of, but I can ace it. Because I was getting on everybody's nerve. Like, they was like, okay, you're going to get an A. Just sit down. Like, we get it. You want to pass. And I've never had that type of drive in a classroom setting. Usually I'll be in the back of the classroom, but this time I had a whole different approach. And then the second thing was, and I might have to make a separate video for this, but it was like revisiting the past for me in a sense, because it was just certain shit that I knew, but I didn't know. I don't know how to say it, man. I have to really think about it, but it's stuff that didn't click. And now that I'm like revisiting things in terms of like socializing, and especially with I gotta have this conversation about the alphas and betas and socially awkward people. Like, I consider myself a socially awkward person, but now I'm just developing a little more, and it's like, oh well, socializing ain't that hard. It's just a matter of figuring out who you talking to and how you want to talk to them, or if it's even productive, or if it's gonna be fruitful to even engage with a person. But even the people you don't want to talk to, it's still ways you can survive being in the same room with them and shit like that. So I don't know, man. It's been a good experience, a good semester, a good year in general for me.
But see, all that stuff you just said, that's the Marcus A. Brown experience. That's what we want to hear. All of that. That's what.
But that's another thing. Sometimes I don't know what to talk about. So if somebody get me talking, then I mean, you can see it's hard for me to shut up once you start me talking. But if you met me on the street, I wouldn't know how to start a conversation.
You know, it's like when you were talking about the school experience. See, there's this thing in society where America focuses on the youth so much that people, we're given the idea that you're too old. That it's gonna be hard at 34 for you to go back to school, or it's gonna be too hard at 50. So we believe that. So it's like, but as you explaining, your focus gets better when you get older, and it's amazing. It's like it's more than it's actually a miracle that we can get we can get anything accomplished when we in our early 20s, with us being so focused on women. It's amazing that we can get anything accomplished, but when you get in your early 30s, you kind of can focus more. It's amazing. So even that kind of stuff, man, it's interesting.
I'm gonna have to make a totally separate video on that, on the whole thing about returning to school, because this could be just my personal experience, but I know, I've had this conversation with older students also, but I think for some people for whatever reason, maybe they got the personality that goes well with sitting in standardized processes, going through a classroom and doing homework on time, being responsible, stuff like that. And they can go through school the first shot and just be a good student. But then, in my experience, coming as a returning student it has its advantages because, like you said, you can focus more. The teacher's perception of you is a little different, especially like sometimes I would come to class in work clothes, and that's just a dead giveaway that I got somewhere to be after this, you know. And it's just little differences that I think is an advantage. Now I'm pretty sure I got some disadvantages too, but you never know that if you don't just go just to find out. But then another double standard, I guess, and this is my own conflict within. Shit, I just got through making fun of college. You know, a lot of us talk about that, how you got to be careful because a lot of degrees are worthless degrees, or you might major in something and it's no demand in the marketplace after that. And to some extent, sometimes shit, I might be sitting in a class asking myself, like, what do I even want to do this for? But in my mind, what's been helping me pass is I don't even care what comes after this. It's just been a challenge for me. Like, let me challenge myself to see if I even understand what they're talking about. Or even in the feminist courses, it was like, let me challenge myself to see, me having my very pure perspective, if I can sit here and even like tolerate these people. And then I'll be like, okay, now I know I could tolerate them. Let me see if I can be charismatic around them, or let me see if I can win them over as friends or something like that. Now, shit, man, my bad, G. I need to make a whole different video. But it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of funny stuff.
There you go. That's it. That's the stuff,
That's
man. That's stuff. What's the brother that was married to Mariah Carey?
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon, yeah.
Nick Cannon. So you going through the same kind of stage as Nick Cannon. He went back to Howard. Or I don't think he went back to Howard, but he's back in college, right? He was at Howard, right?
Right now?
Yeah, isn't he? Yeah, I think he is there now.
I know Missy Elliott just she just graduated. I don't know exactly what the degree was, but her Kanye West a while back finished his degree. Kim Kardashian talking about she want to be an attorney. Yo, what's going on, Royce?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Marcus? How you doing there, man?
I'm glad for everything good. In here talking to everybody else.
Yeah, I hear you. You see my Facebook lately?
No, what's been going on? You know, I just got out of Facebook jail again.
Oh, okay. You just got out of jail. Yeah, doing my usual, political trolling, and stuff. I got something up there about the so-called sex strikes. I'm like, how's that gonna work out versus the womb hustle?
Oh yeah. It's like they defeating they shooting themselves in the foot with that one.
Right. So I got that going. Then I got a post up there about imagine if men decided to stop paying into the tax system in protest of the paternity laws, unfair paternity laws, and paternity fraud. So I'm trying to see who's gonna get mad and come on my Facebook and start crying about it. Because
if they go back and forth with you like they usually do, that's a blessing, because at this stage in the game, Facebook just suspending people. They ain't even look. It's not even like it used to be where people are reporting you. Like the past few times I got suspended, I don't think it was people reporting me. I think it was just algorithms, because they say, "Oh, you said something against the guidelines or something." It's like, what? Over words. So it wasn't like something. It's like you could just have certain words in your status, and that could be picked up by an algorithm, and you'll get a consequence for that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. It's they have an agenda that's being pushed, and it's all social engineering. So that I wouldn't be surprised of at all. Yeah. So before I go any further, peace to the panel. How's everybody doing today?
Oh, good, bro. Good to meet you.
Good,
Dollar
good.
bill here.
Yeah. So, all right. Let me fall back.
No. You
Oh,
got
we
you
always
got
like winding down. Look, I've been up here since maybe like 4 or 5 in the morning.
No,
Oh,
we
man.
ain't letting the brother go, man. We know though. So
Yeah,
shoot your shot, man.
on the Brooke, she say, I suggest avoiding all sociology courses until you've come so far that you'll put up with it to finish. The professors are so far removed from reality, it's painful. Now, this is the funny thing about my situation, because for a while I had like this fear of people in school discovering who Marcus A. Brown was. Then it dawned on me, like, it is some people that know me from social media, but then also people just add you for random reasons. Like if they took a class with you, they'll just find you on these school platforms like Brightspace or the city colleges. Like they got these different platforms where you can interact with your students and what your classmates or whatever. And
Oh,
all the teachers got their own I don't want to say they all got their own bias, but I know exactly what Brooke is talking about. But it's not just sociology courses. Like you can have a gym teacher that got a certain worldview, and they'll find little subtle ways to impose that on students. Now that don't mean you absolutely gotta fight debate on everything, but I can see how they have impressions on younger people. Like I could go in there and totally disagree with a professor. I'm at the stage where I can reserve what I got in my mind. I could be like, oh, this guy full of shit. But I'm not gonna disrespect you. I'm not gonna bring my attitude into your classroom. You got something I need. I need this grade. And not only that, I'm gonna take it a step further on my end and see how well could I learn what your perspective is. Like I want to be in your shoes so I can understand people like you when I come across you again. When I come across that type again, I could be like, oh, okay, I know what this is.
That's
right.
the material.
I did the same thing. I had a couple run-ins with a couple of professors, one of which was like a sociology type class. This was like a damn, what the name of this class was. Well, it's almost like a sociology type class of basically different perspectives on social problems. So, one of I think it was my final paper. I had actually this class. I had 2 instructors for this class, and the feedback was they was like, we totally disagree with your perspective, but all of your points were well thought out and substantiated, and so they gave me 100% on that particular final project. But it was like, I think that as long as you have well thought out arguments and you have your references and you see what I'm saying, like you substantiate what it is that you're saying. Because I had one class where I was actually like, it was like a live class where I was actually talking to the instructor, amongst the class in front of everybody. It was a teleconference class, so it was like 30 people in the class plus the instructor. And me and the instructor was going back and forth because we both work in the healthcare industry. But the thing about it is that she teaches healthcare, but I actually do healthcare. So she was trying to say this. I'm like, no, that's not how it is. I do this every single day. Matter of fact, I'm still working full time in the hospital, and I can tell you for a fact that's not what happens. And so, and then she finally had to fall back and say, well, you know what, that I think you're probably right. Yeah. But as long as you're willing to back it up. But I mean, for some people, they may get offended and they may try to adversely affect your grade. That never happened to me.
That was the fear I had, but it ain't happened to me. Yeah, I guess. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that was my biggest concern when I would come across professors like that.
You know, Super Triz, what up, Super Triz, man? It's
What's
been a
going on?
while. It's been a while. Hey, it's funny that you mentioned that because I've been in law enforcement almost, well, actually 25 years. And, you know, so I'm used to the practical side of how the law is applied. And, you know, when I have to go into these courtrooms and stuff, I'm dealing with attorneys who just got out of law school or judges who have been sitting up practicing one kind of law for their entire career. And I actually have to go in and bump heads with them, practical side of the law is applied. And, you know, a lot of them will take for granted that they assume that they have more education than the average police officer, because it only takes in where I'm at 2 years to become a police officer, 2 years of college, and so they think that you know the assumption is, oh, all you guys have at the most is 2 years of college,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, okay, all right. First of all, you know, I've been doing this 25 years. You just got out of law school a year ago, and then you went to John Marshall School of Law, which doesn't say much about your academic prowess. And
Yeah.
then, you know, and then I hit him with guess what? I actually have a postgraduate degree as well. So, you know, it's funny that that happens. And even when I was in college, you know, arguing back and forth with professors about the applications of the law, and it's like you're looking at this in theory when you're not taking into consideration the practical aspects of how things are done, which changes the overall picture of what you're trying to present here. So I could definitely relate, man.
Well, as far as law enforcement is concerned, especially coming from the civilian side, I have a perception of what law enforcement is, but I really don't know. It's something that I've never done. And so I think that it's also important, like for me, like I did a stream a while back, and it was about a person that was killed by the police. And I think his name was Amantic Bradford. And
Mhm.
so I recruited somebody in law enforcement, a Baltimore police officer, and I had him on the stream because I didn't want to just say stuff out of my ass. So I wanted to just ask questions and say, well, in this situation, is this appropriate? Should we expect this to happen, under these circumstances? So I actually had a police officer to kind of bounce ideas off of back and forth before I came to a conclusion. But again, that's not something that I would ask a lawyer about, because they would give me the legal interpretation of the law, but how the law is actually applied in real life is two different things. Because we know that the legal application can be different depending on if you're black or white anyway. So as far as what a lawyer has to say about that particular instance, yeah, if I'm in a courtroom, but prior to going to the courtroom, there has to be an occurrence out in the civilian world, and that's where I believe maybe a law enforcement officer would have a better idea of exactly what's going on.
Yeah, true, true. I mean, it's because when you talk about theory, theory changes a lot less inside a controlled setting. Whereas the very nature of enforcing the law or working in a hospital or things like that, you're in the environment and the environment changes because of the situations. You know, things are constantly being introduced and taken out of the equation that it shifts the parameters of what's happening. And therefore, you can't look at it just by the textbook. You have to take into consideration everything that happens, because what it's actually going to do is pull different parts of that particular theory into play, or it's going to pull from other places, you know. So, and I think people who don't have the practical side, they don't understand that you're not dealing with a stew, you're dealing with a soup, where a lot of different things come together, and depending on what you put in it, it's going to change the taste of what's happening. So
Yeah, I want to speak up in defense of some of those useless liberal arts courses that people say are useless. I think a lot of people would benefit from having intro to sociology, basic philosophy, some basic psychology. Because I hear a lot of debates we have in the manosphere. I'm like, man, these brothers could have gotten some of them questions answered. Now, like, go further, I'll go, okay, well, what did you study in school? And it's usually they were in like a science track. I'm not nothing against science. I'm just saying that there should be a little bit greater crossover. Like some of the like better science foundation should be on the liberal arts side, and maybe a little more of a liberal arts foundation should be on the science side, because we argue over a lot of stuff that should have been solved. I mean, I've seen people I saw a girl get reduced to tears, man, in philosophy when because when you have to like justify your I guess the existence of God. I mean, she just like was destroyed. and it's like that's a big sector of the manosphere arguing about religion, and so after that course, I'm like, it got to me, when it came to me with that question, I was like, I don't know, and so he had to go to somebody else. I ain't take no side. But like you said, Marcus, about taking courses from people you don't agree with, that's where the maturity, you being older, you knew that, okay, I got to get this course. I'm gonna be true to myself, but I don't have to, throw the gauntlet down on every disagreement. Every disagreement doesn't have to be World War III.
Yeah.
Well, I took a lot of science classes, obviously, because I went to the science track, but I had to take sociology. I had to take like 3 or 4 psychology classes, humanities, so I think depending on your science track, you may have to take some of those sociology and humanities type courses. And and you're right, just like the last like I guess it's more of a humanities course, kind of like a combination of humanities and sociology. It was basically about social problems, and it was crazy because as I was going through the class, a lot of the topics that came up in the manosphere were actually topics in my class. And so it was so easy to do the
happened to
coursework.
me too. And it seemed the reverse though. What was you saying, Super Triz?
That was it. That was it.
A lot of these conversations do carry over into subjects in school, or sometimes even some of the assignments I had, like we read a lot of in the ethics course. I was reading a lot of John Stuart Mill and Martha C. Nussbaum. She's also from Chicago, a philosopher from Chicago, and like a lot of their talking points. I was able to interpret those as more, I guess, more sophisticated arguments, more sophisticated versions of the same arguments that I've heard online. But I want to acknowledge Carl's opinion and Brooke. I was talking with them, but that's why I wasn't talking. I was responding to them in the chat. But thank you, Carl, for the $30 super chat. He said the worst thing an attorney can do is think that he knows everything. It's called the quote unquote practice of law for a reason. He said he's also 25 years practicing attorney. So shout out to you, Carl. I was telling him I don't really have much experience. I don't interact with a lot of law types as much, but I would be frustrated if they was difficult to talk to or reason with also.
Carl, come by the Black Brain Trust. Hopefully, we might be arguing one day on a subject you can settle real fast. We need more attorneys over there. We need more attorneys. We need a panel of mandatory attorneys. That's what we need.
And in regards to the I mean, I'm in Chicago, so I expect a lot of the professors to be more liberal. I can't give them a good compliment and say that maybe this is still entry level, and I haven't went up to the higher ranks of attacking conservatives, but I didn't see a lot of that in these classes. I would just see like small suggestions of groupthink, and it's like if you agree with the teacher. Oh wait. If y'all go to my Instagram right now, MAB Experience, I got pictures of this. I got extra credit to go to a feminist protest. That was probably like the most type of indoctrinating thing that I did for a grade. But it wasn't nothing like hostile or people telling me I'm a cisgender patriarchal male, nothing like that. I mean, it was just a bunch of rape awareness type of shit. And even with that, I was like, okay, where y'all getting these statistics from? Because you see a lot of numbers written around. 90% of women are raped, and like, some outrageous, and you'll just be like, okay, well, where's this coming from? But then when you look around, what do you see? Like young 20-something couple kissing in a library, or some dude feeling like it's a lot of hypocrisy. But I don't think all of the students believe that. I think most of it is just them saying what professors are suggested to them, and as soon as they get out of class, like it's like being in high school all over again. They looking at the guy they want to fuck or the girl they want to fuck. Like human nature is still human nature. It take a whole lot of indoctrination to get people to be like the radicals that we see on the internet, the memes and stuff.
Well, the thing with radicalism is it's really big business.
Yeah.
And you have to look at it as a transaction, and then you have to take into consideration what is that transaction actually for. Sometimes it's for money, sometimes it's for attention, sometimes it's strategic, but there's a transaction all the time. And some people have just found a way to monetize it and garner what it is that they're seeking. So I mean, you look at it on the political side with both the right and the left. You look at it like you said with the feminism conference. You look at it now with the immigration debate. You look at it even on the men's rights side. It's attention garnering, and the thing is that you have to look at what is the end goal really, because they'll tell you, oh well, we want to make change, but always follow the money. That's what I say. Always follow the money. So
I think that's I'm sorry, what you say?
No, go ahead.
That's a sure tell way to kind of figure out the root of an agenda, I would say. But at these schools, I don't think a lot of them even nobody even would even look at the scope of what you said in terms of who's benefiting from this or where's the money, follow the money. Nah, like these are like college kids from what I could see. These are kids that just like doing what they think people want. You ever been around like, and I'm not talking about college kids, now I'm talking about like toddlers and stuff. I don't know what age this is where, I mean shit, you could say from birth, but you know how children emulate what they think the parents want to hear from them, or
right.
they do what they think the older people want to hear, and I
right. They do things for approval.
Yeah, but they feeling out who you are. Like, cause I've had younger people do that around me when I go to these stop the violence, put the guns down functions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They don't believe none of that shit. I'm talking about the kids that's out here like going through stuff. They get on this stage and they say like, yeah, and I know somebody that got shot after school and so and we need to really stop the violence. But these be the motherfuckers outside like afterwards that's they may or may not be troublemakers. I'm not trying to demonize everybody, but they don't reflect. Their behavior don't necessarily reflect what they was just saying in the put the guns down rally.
Right.
And
Right.
me, I interpret that as they just doing what they think the news want to hear, or what they, they doing what they've been taught. They doing like a little late. What's that shit? A roll over. They rolling over like a dog would do, like a trick on command, that type of thing.
Right. Well, I got terms for it. I call Scooby snacks.
You break it.
And then
you breaking up, Royce.
That's probably because of where I'm at. I said I have a few terms for it. One of them is they're pandering for Scooby snacks.
Pandering.
And then too, you have to look at in school. I don't know if you've gotten to the part of psychology or sociology that deals with Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
I mean, I'm familiar with it, but I haven't got to it at school. I wrote about that in my book. I mentioned it, I should say. Yeah, transition from like basic needs to more self-actualized versions of yourself, or things higher than survival needs and stuff.
Right. Well, one of the big ones is the need to belong.
Yeah.
And that's where you get a lot of the what you've seen as far as the kids. They're getting on stages and on platforms, and they're saying, "Oh yeah, we got to do what you guys say to do," and then then they show you something else. But it's
as soon as they get out.
Right, you seen it I saw it growing up in church. I saw it. It happens in school setting, any kind of institution, really, any institutional setting. You're going to see it where people do what they can to become a part of the group, and whatever the group dictates is the appropriate behavior. Most people are going to align themselves with that for the approval of the group.
I got a question though, like, because if the root issue behind that is maybe a sense of belonging, or needing a sense of belonging to somebody, like a particular group, peer group, or something like that, how long does it take to unearth that? Because now I'm thinking about the hip hop detox thing, and the thing with males to men, and trying to get through the, let's just say, troubled youth. It's like you got to spend the first few days. It ain't even the first almost week or 2 weeks, just getting them to get off of that stage. Like if I'm talking to someone, let me not say that. If I'm listening to a group of kids and they giving me answers they think I want to hear, it take me like a week or two just to get them to realize, like, dude, you don't have to do that with me. Like, you don't have to tell me some bullshit you think I want to hear, but you don't have to tell me your whole life story either. I just want you to. I'm offering that sense of belonging, but not something you got to perform for. Just be you. And I guess for whatever reason, you got to go through a bunch of different layers just to get them to be comfortable with you like that.
Yeah, I mean that's what Maslow's hierarchy of needs basically is, saying we got to go through those levels, and you can't really get to the next level until you get a good grounding in what came before it. So these people that are not these people, all humans are we're interdependent beings, dependent and interdependent beings, and so that belonging to a group thing. Then that's where we get our validation, helps build our ego and self-confidence and all of that stuff. So when that gets stronger, then you can stand apart from the group. That comes, and it doesn't have to do with any. It's a maturity age, not necessarily your chronological age. You got 50-year-old people who can't stand apart.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
I see that too.
well, too. Also with that, you have to figure in the social roles. You have to figure in the proclivity for dominance, um, different things like that. It you can really murk up the waters with that conversation because as you advance and you figure out your role in the within the given institution, there's always a desire to improve one's position or to get into a position where one is comfortable. You know, that may be in leadership, that may be in hiding in the crowd. It depends person to person and their personal experiences and personal makeup. So you don't know for sure because it depends on person to person.
Right. Yeah. 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 'Cause it's like, yeah. Yeah. It's like you said. It's an onion. It's an onion with a lot of
Yeah,
layers. It's like benefits. You know, their rewards and reprisals for being in the group versus out the group. You know, that classic prison experiment is a great one on, you know, in sociology. The whole foundation of sociology is that people in the group, that the group itself is like a being unto itself.
Yes.
When you go, when you're in the group, you know what actions and beliefs are acceptable in that group, and humans will go along to get along, even if the group represents something that conflicts with them and individual. That's a human.
yeah, yeah. I've seen the experiments on. Well, I haven't seen them, but I heard people talk about them a lot. The experiments with the college students that they had to cancel because like they started abusing one another and whatnot.
Right.
It felt so
It's
weird. Like they didn't want to be the one to stand out. They didn't want to be the one that say this is a bad thing that's happening.
right. So you got your short term comfort or safety versus your long term comfort or safety. Like, you know, like being in a gang. In the short term, you can see the immediate benefit of it. That okay, nobody gonna bother me today, or nobody gonna pick on me today or next week. I'm not gonna get jumped. You know. But leaving that gang, it can be rough in the beginning, but it's like that could be the best thing for your long-term survival if you can survive the immediate. So, you know, we go through that all the time. Should I speak up or not at work when something is going on and mess up my short-term,
Yeah,
you know, opportunities or status versus can I live with myself? You know. So yeah, it's deep stuff. So all of those liberal arts courses, you don't get paid in terms of a job, you know, but the benefits, you reap the benefits throughout your life for having taken those courses. I mean, I'm a college dropout. I don't have a degree at all, but I was a film major, and in film you got to take a little bit of everything because before they turn you loose to make movies, you know, they want to make sure you have some, like I said, jack of all trades. You know a little bit about everything, but you don't know nothing. You don't know anything, you know, completely. You know surface about a lot. You know.
part of my goal with returning to school, like I said, I don't know how far I do want to complete my associate since I'm halfway done. But in terms of further advancement, like I will be satisfied with a bachelor's. I'm trying to do this aviation management since that's kind of in line with what I'm doing already with work experience. But I mean, I've been a college dropout for 12 years now, so I know I can make money. You know, I don't see myself as ever becoming one of those academians that even like how Roy's mentioned or somebody was mentioning in the chat, like you don't want to get to be one of the professionals that look down on anybody that don't value that same, I guess, level of education, formal education. But no, part of me just want to pursue it just to see what I can do, and then also I'm gonna tell y'all now, like don't let me end up with no type of alphabets behind my name. If I'm a doctor, anything or got a such, I'm I'm gonna be pissing all them people off. Because you hear how I'm talking now. I mean, I may not use the proper vernacular. I know how to write very well, you know, especially if I got time. But speaking on the spot, this is how I talk. So I'm gonna just keep talking like that, you know.
Hey, Marcus, you're pretty much a street dude like myself. I mean, we both come from the Chi. I'm from the West Side and the North Side. You're a South Side. I get it.
Well,
You know.
I'm from out south, but I've been living north, so I mean, I done spent enough time in every part of the city where it feel like home wherever I'm at.
Yeah, so you know how it is up in the north, or up there in the North Pole. You know,
Yes, yeah, Rogers
around
Park.
you know, Kedzie and Lawrence, Kedzie and Howard and stuff. You know, it's a a lot of people
They
don't realize what it is.
they even getting more ratchet over by Loyola University
Oh
over
yeah.
the edge because I was
Oh
by
yeah.
Edgewood for a little while.
Yeah. Man, I know
Yeah,
that area, man.
I'm from the southeast side of the DMV, so
Okay.
I know about the ratchet too.
Yeah,
But
hey,
you know,
y'all, man,
I was not limited to that. I was able to get out, see some other stuff, go some other places, and back to that, the sociology thing we were talking about. I saw positive, I saw negative. I mean, as kids, you can tell a lot about where somebody's going based on what heroes they select.
mm-hmm.
And my heroes were people like Marion Barry was a hero to me. Jesse Jackson was a hero to me. The guy with the ex-convict P.D. Green that the movie was made on was a hero to me. The brother Rock Newman that everybody knows now, he was just a local radio guy at the time. He was a hero to me. And so I one thing all those people had in common, they were intelligent. They were well read. They had a powerful vernacular. Don King was a hero to me. So that made an impression on me that, hey, something can come from this studying. I can make some things happen. Just by being an effective writer or a good speaker. So but again, some people in my neighborhood, their hero was the young drug dealer who had two exotic cars. And so they wanted that, and they did what that guy did, and I kept walking to the bus stop, getting on the bus, pursuing a different path. But yeah,
That was definitely me too. Being on the bus stop, I got a joke about that because some of the guys I used to be on the bus stop with used to make fun of me for that. But I'm not saying that to say like, "Whoa, it's me," and I'm just look. I drive past that same bus stop in the Benz now. I'll be smiling my ass off, and I'm just like, "That's crazy."
Yeah.
Not to cut y'all off, I'm about to cut up out of here because I gotta wrap stuff up at work. But it was nice politicking with each and every last one of y'all, and I look forward to Dollar. Make sure you hit me up on Instagram. We got to do that stream. And MAB, good chatting with you again. And
likewise.
And shout out to Royce, man. Peace.
Yeah, I'm gonna head up out of it too, y'all. I mean, anybody got any parting words or whatnot? Also, Royce, I always see you on Facebook. I'm not sure if you do content on your own channel. Royce, you still there?
Yeah. Sorry about that. I do some content. I'm actually going to start doing more content. I like to talk about the protection stuff a lot because people have this thing with being protected and protection, and I'm like a lot of people really don't understand that whole. There's a lot of disingenuous talk. So
You mean like protection in the state or
just the whole concept of being protected by society and being protected, you have the black female thing about being protected by black men. And my thing is okay, let's talk about this whole thing of protection and and how it's transactional, you know, and how it is a
Oh yeah, it's a price. It's not.
there's a right, exactly. There's a price, and the thing about it is, the quality you want, and it conflicts with all this extra protection that you want, different things like that. And then I also talk about when is it appropriate for a man to enact that protection that a woman asks for. Like, you remember that situation? I think that was North Carolina, where the old white guy two-piece that 11-year-old girl up because she was running up on she was trying to run up.
I'm not familiar with.
Oh yeah, they talk
Well,
about that a lot on BGS show. Yeah, I remember that at the
man,
mall, and he was with his
yeah,
family. Yeah,
yeah. Well, I talked about it on my channel that basically when you talk about the whole protection thing, he did what he was supposed to do. You know, any and all attackers, you know, you protect your family, and if I am attacking you, who am I to dictate how far you go to protect yourself and to protect who's important to you? You know, just because you run at me with slappy hands don't mean that I can't, you know, knock a couple of your 9 lives out of you.
Yeah,
You know, you can't dictate the measures I go to protect myself and my family. And so that was my thing, you know, regardless of his race, he did what he was supposed to do according to what you say protection should be, you know. Different other things like that. You know, I've done videos talking about protecting the borders and thing. And this is coming from a man who has, you know, I got roots in Central America and the Caribbean, you know, so I get some of those people they're talking about crossing the border. Some of them might be relatives, but my thing is that every country has a right to protect and dictate who's allowed in their country and under what terms. So, and not only that, when you talk about Black Americans, is it really in their best interest for them to keep inviting in competition?
yeah.
Because once these people and you're from Inglewood,
They're
you
not gonna
go
come in and go to Beverly Hills or something.
right. If you look at what's happening on the south side of Chicago and Inglewood, that's turning Hispanic. You know,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
it, you know, you have areas like that. You look at Garfield Park in Chicago. That's turning. Garfield Park is the new Humboldt Park from the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, I remember Humboldt Park was predominantly, I believe, Puerto Rican.
Yes,
And they
now
had
it's
some of everybody from everywhere, like pretty much
right.
all of Latin America bunched up in one area that's expanding. So it's like you said, it's not just Humboldt Park, it's growing, and you know, that happens everywhere. So I don't look at that as necessarily a bad thing because of the demographics, but in
Right.
terms of their legal status and the fact that we got a former mayor now that was just endorsing sanctuary cities. Like I had that argument with a lot of the Black community a lot of times. Like I don't know, they just feel like that's a separate issue.
Well,
They train
you're
they
right.
usually like train talking points. All they thinking about is demonizing the president and not really considering consequences that don't forget whoever the president is, because that changes every 4 to 8 years. Like you
Right.
talk about inviting
Exactly.
somebody somewhere that's not going, like once they rooted here, they ain't going nowhere. So
Right. Well, you know, not only that, you're talking about people who are going to compete with you
yeah.
for public funds, for jobs, for space, different things like that.
And then you
And
want to complain about gentrification. My bad. I get now you got me worked up because I done had this conversation with people and I can't get
right.
through to them.
Right. And see, again, this is coming from, you know, somebody with roots in Central America and the Caribbean, you know, so you know, on the one side, you know, I get it leaving Honduras because I understand why my family, um, why 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 the older people left Honduras, you know, but I also understand that they came here, most of them anyway, and they did the process the right way for what that was at the time that they came here to the U.S. And then you know, I deal a lot with a lot of people from a lot of different countries because of my time in law enforcement and my time in the military and stuff. So I come across a lot of people from a lot of different walks of life and a lot of different places, you know. And I come from a big family with a lot of people from all over the place. So you know, my my opinion, my my vision of what's going on, it's a little bit different because it's shaped by more than just one thing. And when I look at what black people, with the black American population in the U.S. that they're opposed to, what they're opposed to, they call themselves fighting what we call white supremacy, but in all actuality, you know, they're not realizing that they're making decisions that may hurt them in the long run. And then there is this thing that for the people that actually run this country, you're just not going to change. And the answer that you may be seeking is to actually leave this country if you for some of the things that some people say that they want. You know, sometimes the best answer is to just leave. So, you know, you don't, if you got somebody
Well,
beating you upside your head that you're in a marriage with, you don't stay there with them 30 years hoping that they'll change. You know.
And see,
So,
brother, with
wait,
that what you talking about right there. I mean, I was just laying back listening to y'all, and I'm like, you know, again, I have to restate, I'm one of these pro-black liberal Democrats, and on my side of the fence, I get into these arguments on the same thing that you talking about, because
mm-hmm,
I'll ask them, "Are you Pan-African?" And
mm-hmm,
they'll be like, "No." I'm like, "Well, wait a minute. How long you gonna keep hitting your head on the ground trying to solve these problems? I mean, you don't have no alternative. It's like America or bust for you. You can't
right,
no, you can't think beyond. So when I say African American, it's lowercase African, uppercase American, and you can't see yourself as anything greater than that. I mean, America is nothing but a concept. It's a border. All these states are nothing but products of war history. That's all it is. All it takes is one war to change a damn map. That's it. Now what you gonna be? So if the map get changed, you ain't gonna know what you are anymore. You just
right,
down for whatever with this,
right.
geography. It's like we gotta be able to go beyond that. We gotta be able to, as the cliche goes, walk and chew gum at the same time. We gotta have one foot here and one foot elsewhere, and be working it the same way
Dollar
that
will.
let me just say this, the same way that, of course, as we always go to the Jews, the model other, they can be Jewish and American and pro, not that all of them are pro Israel, but they seem to make it work, that they can have interests that are in alignment with America, and then they have other interests that are apart from it, and they make America conform to support their interests.
yeah, I get
Interesting,
you saying
interesting.
that it's possible to do both, and for whatever reason, with a lot of the, I guess you could say, the pro-black or black consciousness circles, it's just one of the other. It's a black or white thing. No pun intended.
Right.
Right. You know what, Dollar Will, it's interesting you brought that up because in particular, like I agree with what you said because it makes a lot of sense and it leaves a lot of wiggle room as far as it leaves a lot of flexibility on getting things done for the people that want to do that. I myself for those of y'all who know me, I'm an SYSBM type guy.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, I rep it hard, and I'm a pro-black male guy. So, but that being said, my thing is, you look at the situation with Robert Smith, and you got like the pro-blacks. You got some of them that are upset with this guy because he has a white wife. And my thing is that still has nothing to do with what he's done.
Yeah.
You
Right.
have pro-black homosexuals, and you can have multiracial and biracial and mulatto pro-blacks. Why is it that this man's action isn't pro-black? You know,
Right.
even if he doesn't call himself a pro-black, why isn't his actions considered to be pro-black, or at least pro-black male? You know, because when I saw what he did, and then I looked into some of the other things he did, he's clearly pro-black male.
Correct.
You know, no doubt about it. To me, he's an SYSBM type guy. You know, I don't think I don't know if he subscribes to any of that, but I know what his actions say to me. And
Yeah.
for pro-blacks, especially the ones who are about the black womb, my thing is in order for you to build a community, you're going to have to deal with people like Robert Smith. You're going to have to deal with people like myself, because we have skills and resources, and we have talents that you obviously realize it. At some point, you're going to have to come to us, and you're going to have to cut deals, and we may have to be as partners or mercenaries as far as things you want to get done. But nonetheless, we have the things that you need. And if you look at the Jews, you got Jews of a whole lot of different races, but they're Jews because they align behind not only a DNA type, but they align behind an ideology. They align behind an agenda. So, and you don't see people saying, "Oh, well, those aren't real Jews." You know, you don't see others saying that. You know, so my thing is that at some point, you know, you're going to have to look at what people are doing and not just what they're saying. And your movement can't just simply be about pussies and dicks. You know,
And they have to draw a line at some point. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but they have to draw a line. And I guess, what do you do with people that are not completely in line with what they see as pro-black? Because I could consider myself pro-black to an extent, but it's just like I could say I'm so-called conservative, but I've always been using that term loosely when people ask, because I would tell them, look, the definition of a conservative by today's standards may not be conservative, or the definition of pro-black may not be pro-black. So I don't know. I always like picking people's brain with that. I'm still learning the Ron Brown situation, but I think he's a good example. He's like a paradox, because if he's not pro-black enough, then what do you want him to do? If you keep pushing people like that away from the community, then how can you be mad at them when they just don't want nothing to do with you to begin with? So like, it's wrong.
right?
It's wrong to be SYSBM, but then it's also wrong to come around and help if you don't live under all of these check marks that qualifies you as pro-black or whatever.
Yeah, I think the first step we got to do is we just got to turn inward in the community and look some brothers square in the eye and say, you are wrong and you are narrow-minded as fuck and you are the problem. That's the first. We just can't even buck dance around that. You know, we got this narrow some people, too many people have a very narrow definition of what these things mean. And we don't live in that world. We don't live within those confines of what that matrix that they in. I mean, the reality of the situation is we are 13% of America. 87% of America is not black or don't classify as black. Therefore, we are a power minority and in a hostile environment at that, where assimilation is being forced on us. And that has been the war for post, during, and after slavery. Now, in a 400-year war, we're going to have some casualties. Ain't nobody going to be normal, healthy. Everybody is going to be walking with some wounds. And on that assimilation spectrum, some of us are further along that spectrum than others. But if any brother or any black man come out of assimilated environments, like this brother did, and he decides to do something that advances black people, I call him a brother, and that's pro-black, and we have to consider that a victory in this war to control our mind. We got to claim that as a victory. And if you can't give a brother like that a place of standing and respect, then we are freaking finished. Okay, and that narrow-mindedness, we really still having the Pookie and Ray Ray debate all over again. That's what it is.
Right.
We got a narrow-ass definition of what it means to be black, and we have to turn to those people with that narrow definition and turn at them and tell them that they are out of line.
I got a spin on that. I don't know if anybody ever had this conversation in other streams, but I wonder if the Pookie and Ray Ray thing, or the I forgot what they used to call it. It was the educated lames.
The educated lame, the betas,
like
that's all. Everything opposite.
Do that spectrum apply to women at all, or black women in particular, or going back to this conversation, what if the roles were reversed in terms of the guy who gave the money to that paid off the tuition? What if it was a sister with a non-black husband? Like, would we still be not calling her pro-black, or would we be like discrediting this act of kindness? Would we be saying, oh, well, she not pro-black though, or she ain't part of the black community or whatever?
That's interesting. That's very interesting, because I don't see. I'm thinking about it. The closest I could come to it is like, okay, I guess Kamala Harris thing, is that a parallel? I don't know. I'm asking, is that a parallel to
what was the question again? What was the question again?
Look, Kamala Harris, her questions about her race.
I mean, is she? Because I only know her through the whole political line about smoking weed and all that. But is she?
The question is she black? The question is she black enough to qualify?
Oh, right, okay.
Representing black people.
Why is she an example? Like, is she herself considered biracial, or is she like in an interracial marriage or something?
Yeah, I think she.
I don't know enough about her.
Yeah, I think isn't she married to a white man?
I think Royce.
Yeah, she is. She's married to a white guy.
Oh, that's interesting.
She's also. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's just interesting, because I guess maybe that could be a parallel to what I'm asking. Like, how is she perceived by the black community? Like, is everybody glorifying her? Basically, consider her.
She's going through the same scrutiny, the same qualification.
Oh, okay. I guess
the difference with Kamala Harris is that she has she was a prosecutor in California, and she has her prosecutorial record is being examined, and how she moved politically is being examined.
Oh, okay.
And the thing is is that she's done a lot of things that have been really hard, particularly on black men in California. So that's what's being looked at with her. She doesn't have any acts of benevolence that you can say, okay,
she's got no social justice.
Yeah, yeah.
right. I mean, she's been Law and Order, which, you know, a part of me has no problem with, but my thing is that she's been behind policies that might have been unfair to black people, and so
She had
that's
to
what.
account for that.
But
Right,
that would advance her career.
right, exactly.
Yeah, and what's weird is that could be like she could be, or she could have a history of being, you know, behind some legal actions that maybe have been detrimental to black people in a sense, but then just by her having a position that she has, that gives her points under the black girl magic category.
Right,
So it's like it's weird.
right.
Yeah, but you know, but then again, she's maybe not a good parallel to Robert Smith. Because Robert Smith, he doesn't come with that kind of baggage. He doesn't have that kind of. So he's not suspected. Like that.
I think because I wasn't sure if y'all said that because she was biracial herself. I didn't know if she was, or like you said, Carl said that she's married to a white guy. And just to clarify, like this is not our notions that interracial dating or interracial marriage, or at least it ain't mine. I speak for myself, but I do know when I had these conversations with people that want to talk about who's black and who's not, or who's for the people, who's not for the people, like they bring all that into account. Who you sleep with. It don't matter how many people you've helped individually. It don't matter how many organizations you donate to or black businesses you supported. It's like they care about, unfortunately, who you sleeping with, or how many did you take pictures with Martin Luther King back in the day? Like, you know, that's all people really care about. Or what rappers do you hang out with?
Right.
Yeah, I was just trying to come up with a female version of a Robert Smith, and I
mixed out universe in the building, man. We on a marathon. Hey, we just picking up where we left off because we used to always have these streams, and it just kind of be all over the place.
Yeah. Now, the female version would be George Lucas's wife. You know, she's done quite a few things to help black women get into film, and different things like that, and getting in Hollywood, and nobody questions that she doesn't receive the criticism of her being married
is that
to.
Linwood Phil?
Well, her husband is George
Lucas.
Lucas.
Is it Linwood Phil?
No, it's not Lynn Whitfield. What is her name? Hold on a second. I'm trying to get my ass ready to go to work. Hold on. His wife's name is.
Oh no, it's not Linwood Phil. Right. I'm looking at it. No, that's not who I'm thinking of. I know you're talking about. I can't think of her name. And she's an excellent actress, though.
Yeah, Melanie Hobson. That's her. You know, Melanie Hobson. Nobody questions her. Nobody questions her blackness. Nobody questions her